And we're back at the Cozy Show with my co-host, Chris Mariscal, and the guest.
Hello.
What is your name?
Isaura Patiño. You guys want my middle name too?
Oh,
yes. How do you say it? Can you say it for me?
Yeah. Yunwen.
Oh, okay.
Yunwen. That's so white. She's been on before. She was like episode 6?
10.
Oh, yeah, 10. That's right. That's right.
Number 10, and now you're going to be, what, 21?
Yeah, 21, I think.
Wow.
Hey, 21.
Cool.
20.
How you feeling?
I feel good. Yeah, I feel good.
Feeling good. How you feeling, Chris?
I'm good. We went rafting today. We just talked about that for like 2 seconds, but
yeah.
It's my first time ever. We went rafting here in like Knights Ferry. It's pretty close to us where we live here in Riverbank/Modesto.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little tired, but I think we could get the energy up here, you know?
Yeah,
we're a little napski.
We're in the water for 5 hours, so we're a little toast.
We're all like a red and stuff. Real quick, I posted a video on Reddit the other day of like just a clip of our podcast, and somebody commented, and they're like, what did they say? Something about a tanning salon. They were like,
ooh.
They're like, they said
salon?
go easy on the tanning salon, and I'm like, what? And the reel was only of me, so I'm like, okay.
It was
I kind of take it as a compliment.
Yeah,
like,
it's weird
that
that
natural,
people
baby.
say tanning. I'm like, do you mean brown? Like, do you mean how brown people brown?
Mhm.
Like, it's so
There's
weird.
a distinction?
No, there's not a distinction, but like, I don't know. Like, people want to make it something that it's not. Like, you know, white people tan, so they're like, oh, I'm tanning, but it's like, you want to look brown. Like, that's
like you're just getting browner. Browner.
Yeah, I'm just like, I wonder where that person's from, you know? What if they're from like Milwaukee or something? Like, I don't know, just somewhere where it's just not
Yeah, definitely.
California, you know?
We just saw a movie yesterday with and it represented California as like such a great place.
Like
I mean,
beaches.
It is,
but
but it's like such a
so stereotypical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just got off and he was already like having the time of his life.
Like on the beach, LA area,
Blonde
I guess.
People.
Literally,
Beer,
they're all
weed.
blondes, like, tan.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you... Oh, speaking of beach,
Woo!
where are you headed?
I'm heading to San Diego, baby.
San Diego, baby. To the old SD.
We all cry.
Oh, y'all cry.
Happy tears. We're crying happy tears.
How do you feel about that?
Obviously, I feel mixed emotions, but still California. And I don't know. I've moved a lot, so like I know what to expect. Like obviously, it's gonna be sad and lonely, but there's gonna be perks to it. And obviously, like I don't know. I've been trying to get out there for a really long time, so now that it's happening, it's like very unreal. It's like damn, like you did all the legwork to get here, and now you have to like
do it.
Yeah, it's the last step, and yeah, who knows like how long it'll last or what I'll experience, but I'm really excited.
Yeah, you're gonna be lonely as shit. I'm just kidding.
I probably am at first.
I feel like for like the first maybe month, and then it'll probably be like you have like so many
it's
things.
It's so exciting though. Too,
yeah, it is really exciting.
Like you'll be alone, but you'll be like, you know.
Yeah, like a little kid. Like
yeah, everything will be new. You know, working 9 to 5, great.
Yeah.
Is it Monday through Friday, right?
Yeah, I work Monday through Friday.
That's good.
I'm pretty sure it's a 9 to 5. Yeah, pretty standard.
Hey, I saw you post something the other day. It was like, are you living in like a community type thing, or like what's going on with that? Can you describe that?
Yes, I'm gonna be living in a co-op. It's pretty much like the concept. I don't know how new it is, but considering we live in California, it's a more progressive state, so they're kind of better about it. But it's pretty mainstream in like parts of Europe. But it's an intentional community, like communal living, and like in Europe, it's more so based as like a support system for like single mothers with kids that need a little bit more help, or older people that don't have family, or young people like us that are in like transitional periods of life. So it's like a community you're choosing to be a part of, and everyone is different. There's different rules and standards and stuff. So yeah, my sister lived in one. She put me on to the concept of like communal living a few years back. My siblings are all like a lot older, so shout out her. But she was also in one in San Diego, and I remember like when I would visit her, it was such a trip. Like I was like put on to so much so young. I was like, wait, what the fuck? Like this is allowed? Like it was just a bunch of hippies together, and they would like cook food for each other and like plan like little dinners together, and like they would go camping. And it was just like the first time I had seen a lot of new things, like women growing out their body hair that, you know, that wasn't done in my family or like in where I grew up, or just musicians, creatives in the same space, like collaborating and like you could walk into any of the like housing units because it's like microdosing like socialism or communism kind of like you share everything, like nothing is yours. It's the community's unless it's labeled and like you have your own room and things like that. But anyways, mine is a little bit I don't know, it's a little less extreme. Like we don't have days where everybody makes food for other people. It's like everybody does their own thing, but you're choosing to be part of this community because you want to like engage with other people. And we still share the kitchen, the living room, like the hot tub, the amenities, but you have like your own room. And like I don't know, it's like a really big property. It's like an old Victorian mansion that they made into this system.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, it's not like we all live in like one big house. It's like there's a house, there's another little like unit here and one in the back, and like total I think it ranges from like 20 to 30 adults.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like
packed.
adult dorming.
Damn.
But yeah, I don't know, I just did not want to go into it being very lonely, so I felt like it was a really like good cushion for a new city, a new space, and hopefully like with progressive people. I feel like you can't be closed-minded and live somewhere like that because you fucking hate it. So
Yeah,
we'll
like
see.
you can't just be open.
Yeah.
And then you sent me something that they might be doing with the ice baths and then the hot yoga.
Oh yeah.
What?
Is that something that they offer?
Yeah, well I posted that on my little private on my Snap. Did you guys see that? And
Yeah.
it was like I think it's called like fire and ice yoga, and it's like the concept is to like lose your attachment and remember that pain and pleasure both pass in like instances, but you come out of like I don't know if it's like a sauna. I obviously didn't do it, but I saw them post about it at my location because it's called Living Q. Shout out you guys. They have like spaces in LA and San Diego and like I forget where else. So they, the San Diego space, somebody came in and they had like a sauna frying like heat thing and
Frying?
then like, no, literally it said
They have a
something
frying
like
pan?
step out of the frying pan. I swear.
No,
And
I
was-
did. It did say that right on the
yeah.
post. Oh my
and I
god.
was like, I don't even know what that means. And then right after you jump into the ice bath.
That's supposed to be really fucking
It's-
healthy,
I
like
was
really good
telling
for
her,
like
this
your
is
so
mental health,
great.
and yeah, like that's like a new wave of like science where it's
Yeah.
like this is really good for you. So I'm really jealous of that because I wish I
You
had
can come.
access to those types of things.
I'll fucking bring you as my plus one if you ever want to come.
Let's go, dude.
I'm
Fuck
down.
yeah.
We'll be there
It's
this
supposed to be
weekend.
so good.
Ah.
Yeah, we're gonna help her move in. So
Ah.
Help her
It's
move
pretty
in, have a little
exciting.
road trip.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Can't wait to get
I'm
rid
so
of her.
tired.
I know. It's
Because-
so much easier with 2 people now.
Dude.
Wow. It's not
much
like it
less
wasn't a
food, like-
bromance situation
The
already.
group's getting unmanageable almost, you know?
Really?
It's
Just need
just
to
like
cut ties.
No, I'll literally be hanging out with them, like just us 3, and they'll have a little secret time, and I'm like, do I need to separate you 2? Like literally, I will sit in the middle, like.
I know, that's the worst. I hate when people
I
do
hate
that,
that.
too.
It's like, why are you gossiping? Or like, it's like
But
secrets
that's
don't make
so us
friends, you know?
But
sometimes.
yeah, you do it, and then Jaime will be like, Chris, and I'm
He'll
like,
be like, he'll flash it to me and be like,
and then they'll be giggling in silence, and I'm like,
it's
tell
always just like some
me.
little inside joke,
Yeah,
though,
like, it's
you
not even
know?
worth
And then
it,
you'll be
you
like,
know?
tell me, and I'm like, dude, we can't. Like, it's
We
just,
can't, we
it's
can't tell
secret.
you.
Um,
Anyways,
one thing, I feel like when you were talking about your commune thing,
yeah,
you started to say like anybody can go into anywhere or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Like you can just walk into somebody's like house or.
so that's why I was saying mine is not really like that. That was my sister's.
So you could just go into somebody's pad.
Yeah, that was hers. Like everybody, you shared everything.
Are there no
And-
locks on the doors?
No, not on the front like entrance, but in your room you
Oh.
have a lock and stuff. And so when I would go visit her,
Okay.
yeah, we would just walk into all the houses and like,
Wow.
yeah, it was really
Just chill.
cool.
This is something I never even heard of before you told me about it. So I'm
yeah,
like,
she met
huh.
her fucking husband there. Like now they live in DC together, which is crazy. Like
damn.
I'm
They've-
not going into it with that intention, but I'm like, wow, you really be connecting with
Yeah.
I
people.
feel like that's
Yeah.
like literally like you have to kind of open up and,
Yeah.
and see each other. Which seems nice, like you said, especially if you're moving into like a town
Yeah.
you don't know and it's unfamiliar. Like that's such a good push, and like you
Mhm.
don't literally
Yeah.
have to leave your
yeah,
comfort zone.
like
It's,
for
there.
mine, a lot of people that live there are from out of state, so I'm sure they're in way worse situations
Oh.
than me.
Like
like I got a
super
little
No
bit of
fugitives and
family-
shit.
Literally, I'm like, but they're
From
all
TJ.
like 20 to 30s, like professionals or like creatives. So I'm excited because it's like the odds of me connecting with one person out of 30, like, are
Yeah,
pretty high,
for
you know?
sure.
Yeah,
Like,
at least someone to like kind of vibe
Chill
with every
with.
once in a while. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be like your best friend, you know?
exactly.
It's just someone that you could be like, oh, you want to go get some brunch. You know.
It'd be sick if they had like astrology nights, you know?
Yeah.
You can take it. You can start it.
I definitely
You
could.
should, you know?
I'm gonna start like
You
the
guys
ones
like
that I
sacrifice
fuck with.
like something and then
Jeez.
do, like blood bond and
they're
stuff.
Be like
you
this
know?
bruja. I'm
The
gonna be
moon's in
like,
retrograde, so you just gotta all kill each other.
I'm sure they all know like astrology, maybe except for the guys. I don't know, but
They
I feel
probably
like,
do.
yeah, you're right.
It's like a touch of it, you know.
Yeah, I'm definitely like the
Mm.
people that I like, even the ones I don't like. Fuck it, I don't know. I'm gonna be like, "What's your sign?" Like instant conversation starter, instant feel for someone's personality. So maybe I will start that.
I feel like it's cool because my friend Casey, she's like a yoga instructor. I think I've talked about her a bit.
Yeah.
And like,
Should have her
I-
on sometime.
I know I want to. She like such a good inspiration on like if you have a talent, you could kind of like use it to your advantage in a sense, or like
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
do it. Like if you feel like you're confident enough to like teach a little bit or
Exactly.
just like share a little bit, like you took it a
Yeah.
few years to learn the practice or like learn whatever,
Mhm.
like go just turn that around and like help someone or like teach someone. Like you don't have to be like a crazy
Yeah.
ass like professional or something, you know, as long as
Yeah.
it's like not, obviously like involving nothing dangerous, you know.
Like play your strength, huh?
Mhm.
And she does that with you guys too, right? Because you met her from jujitsu.
Yeah,
And
and
then
she'll
don't you guys do like group yoga?
Yeah, so like after the
That's
class,
really
she'll just
cool.
like be like, "Oh, anyone want to stay? We could do yoga." And then the instructor guy
For the
is not
free.
tripping, you know, for
I
the free, like 10 minutes. Like,
know.
all right, you know. But obviously, she was like, she's an actual teacher, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But even people who are just starting could like do that, you know.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hey, can you lead the class for like 5 minutes and just show us like a few things? Like, you know, you're gonna know more than I do. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Could we put Isa on blast for going to her yoga studio and donating $1?
Oh yeah.
Let me.
So no, don't explain.
No, I will explain. Go
Okay,
ahead. Bash
go
me
ahead.
first.
Go
and
ahead
then I'll
now.
come with the rebuttal. Go ahead.
All I'm saying, Issa went to this nice yoga. That's my friend, and I told her, hey, you should go. You should
You
go.
put
Your
her
friend
on.
wasn't there.
Go support her, you know?
Mm-hmm.
She goes with someone else, right?
No, I went by myself.
Okay. Don't try to save the other person. Was it just you?
No, I swear it was me. I was gonna
I
go
thought
with
you went
Bella
with
a
somebody.
different time, but it
Oh.
didn't work out. But the first time I went by myself.
And then she had this whole probably great experience for like 45 minutes.
Yep.
You know, really. You know,
Transcendental.
Namaste
fucking-
and
it
all
was,
that,
You
it was a
know?
good experience. I won't
and
lie.
then just walked out the door. So you know, spit on them basically.
I put
Not
$1 in the
not even
donation
like
box.
like just like $5. Like you like $1. Might as
George
well
Washington.
Might as well take out $1.
Okay. Anyways, in my defense, this is what it is. It's a donation-based yoga. You can contribute
Which is so lit,
based
actually.
on
That's
what you
such a
can
good idea.
cooperate, like
Yeah.
what you can give. I'm at the time, I still kind of am. I was a broke ass college kid trying to de-stress, like, and your friend wasn't there, so that's why I didn't feel bad either.
Mm.
I know. If you would
And-
have met her, I think it'd been like, oh, like it'd been cool to just donate or something.
Like
you know?
it wasn't
Yeah.
personal. I wasn't like maliciously like fuck you guys. Like no.
Was it a good yoga stretch? Like, was the class cool?
Yeah, it was cool. It was like a chill one though. Like I went into it thinking it was gonna be intense because the last one you had gone to was intense.
Yeah, there's like different classes, so I'm sure that one was. Just
Yeah, mine was
chill.
relaxing, but it was nice. It was like a really like meditative, like relaxing, like unwind.
Mm.
It's
vibe.
because how good they are
Mm.
with their words. Like,
They do like affirmations and stuff while they do it?
no, more like cues, like a lot of
The
cues.
guiding,
like you
yeah.
know, like oh, like
Mm.
make sure your like head is rolled up so that your chest opens up and then your rib cage. So like
Ah.
it's not just like turn your head up.
It's like,
you
look
know,
up.
Like you have to like all these cues like from bottom to top or top to bottom so that like you're doing it really well, and then they'll like
Mm.
Yeah.
remind you like, oh, make sure you're like keeping this breath or keeping this tight, you know, which is
Yeah.
nice.
I gotta go, dude. I need that shit.
You should.
It is really
oh my
nice.
god. Yeah, I remember we were supposed to go. I was like, let's all go.
Oh,
I know,
dude,
you're
I used to say that
We
so
never
much.
went.
I never
Oh,
went.
fucking
Fucking-
went.
I went though. Y'all be
Hey,
easy.
I
Y'all
went.
went.
Yo, easy.
I love their like one of them they do like Jamie she also teaches, and she does like this good like kind of self-affirmation at the end. She was
Really?
saying
Oh,
like
that's
like
nice.
the last 5 minutes or like few minutes, she's
What?
like we get in literally like fetal position, roll to our sides, and she's like, just thank yourself for
Fetal
being here."
position?
Yeah.
No.
And then she's like, just thank yourself for being here, and I was just like,
Nice.
you know,
Mhm.
and then she's like, just appreciate the moment, and then you're just like,
She's
so
like,
tired,
your
you know?
nose is perfectly symmetrical.
I know. No one will notice.
Your mustache is not uneven.
God damn it.
Oh, my.
You're 5'9".
Oh, you said earlier how you were like, oh, the way you're gonna like start conversations in the commune is like, oh, what's your sign?
Mhm.
That's like your go-to. I feel like.
Yeah.
Could we talk about when we were at the beach and then that girl
Oh
asked,
my god.
this like stranger asked for your sign, I think, right?
I'm not even gonna lie. I asked for hers.
I'll see.
typical.
Okay.
Yeah, I took that L. Do you want me to tell the
Yeah,
story?
yeah. Talk about what happened there.
Okay. We went to the beach with like a pretty big group, and the
there's
whole
like
time,
12
9
of
of
us.
us?
yeah, there was a
probably.
lot
Oh,
of us. Really fun time. But yeah, we were a really big group, and I kept noticing this girl like kind of gravitate toward us. Like she wanted to be near us. She like wanted to be included or like be part of the conversation. And I kept seeing her like she would move her blanket closer or like
Really?
yeah, or just
Oh.
kind of look at us like like
Like, what's going on?
yeah,
We
like
look
ask
fun.
me to hang out, whatever.
Yeah.
And when she was leaving, I thought she was leaving. I was like, oh, this is a safe time to just like get a feel for like, sorry, what the situation. Actually, why am I saying sorry? You touched my Anyways, so I thought she was leaving. So I was like, oh, real quick, like, what's your sign? Oh my God. Big mistake. I'm sorry. What if she watches this actually? Did you guys
No.
add her?
No,
Okay.
we didn't
No,
have
nothing.
anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember, I forgot what one at the end. We're like, oh, like, I forgot what he said. Like, almost like keep in touch. And then she's like, how? And like no one said
Oh.
anything. Like no one was like, oh, yeah. I remember like being like, I'm sorry. Like I'm not gonna be the one to be like, oh, just add us on this. I was just like, but to explain.
Like, she was like cool, but like it was just a lot. I think our personality types, me especially, I did not really like. It was a lot of push and pull. Where as soon as I asked her, it led like to this opening of can of worms of her just like nonstop talking. And this is the problem. It's like
She's an open book for sure.
yeah. And I don't mind that. It's just like if I'm going to have a conversation with you, you can't just talk about yourself the whole time.
Yeah.
Like that's so inconsiderate. It's like ask about the other person. It's like a mutual like listen, talk. There was none of that. It was just like me. Like I literally knew of all her traumas, like her parents' relationship, like her OnlyFans, like her everything. Like anything I possibly
Yeah.
could have known about her, I did.
In like 5 minutes.
Yeah. And I was trying to leave, and then finally we were leaving, and I was like, oh, nice. Like, I need to just chill. And Jaime, Mr. Libra, was like, you should come eat with us. I was like,
Well, okay, from my point of view, like I thought Issa and her were like hecka vibing, bro. Like, because like every time I would look or come back, because I would swim and come back,
What was
like,
I
they
gonna
were
do?
talking, you know. Even when we were doing all the flips and stuff.
I wanted
Like
to do the flips.
she was literally
I
stayed.
know.
She was the only one that stayed and like was talking. I was like, damn, they're really getting along. So then we were like all getting up, and I was just like to start leaving to eat, and I was like, oh, like I'll just invite her. Like I'm sure Issa's gonna do it right now anyway. So I was like, oh hey, like we're gonna go get some food. And then like a few minutes later, Issa was like, why did you invite her?
I was
Like,
so
wait, what? Dude, I was so shook. I was like,
mad.
And
what
then
do
the
you
whole
mean?
group was like, "What the fuck you invited?"
Dude,
Like,
it was so.
because she wanted to go somewhere else too. Like I think she wanted to eat somewhere else, and she wanted to walk there. And we were all just like, "Dude, let's just drive so we can fucking
Yeah.
go home." And yeah, it was,
But it was just like bad because like she like purposely did not pick up on any of like the cues, and I hate when people do that. It's like read the room, bro. Like go home.
Yeah.
Like we were literally all huddled up. Like what the fuck are we gonna do? Like what? Like now we have to accommodate to this girl. Is she gonna drive with us? Like she's hella lit. Like
Yeah, she was lit as shit
yeah,
about
she
his
was
drive.
drunk. I think
she was. I don't even know what
she was
on.
faded all day.
She was, and that's why I was like, do we have to drive her? Like we don't even have space in the car. Like we're trying to leave after dinner. Like I gotta be home, and we're like literally huddled talking, figuring this out, and she's like outside of the huddle, just kind of like.
God.
And I was like, damn, she still hasn't left. Like, it was like a 10-minute talk. Like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
awkward, so obvious. And then she still, like, followed us all the way there. Sat with us, ate the meal. Like,
The meal was good. I think the shakes were banging.
I don't even think I ate. I was so
Dude,
mad,
the shake was
bro.
banging. I was mad I didn't get on.
Oh yeah, I think I told you to get it, and then you didn't. I was
Yeah,
like,
I
Chris,
didn't. I
was like,
didn't.
Come on. I think you took some of mine.
They did look really good,
She was from
actually.
Reno. I remember that. She had like a Reno, Nevada tattoo on her. And I was like, oh, we just went to Reno because me and him went on a trip together. And then she was staying with somebody in San Francisco, like some rich ass dude.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, he lives in San Francisco, but he lived like he could see the ocean from his fucking apartment and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Wow,
You
living
know?
life.
Yeah.
Living life. Yeah, she was. I don't know. It was just a lot. I feel bad. Like, if you guys become famous and this blows up and she sees this, you were cool.
Yeah, she's a nice
Yeah.
person. I think she's a
You
nice
were
person.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was
Good
never like
intentions.
bad. Like, oh my god, this like
Yeah.
she was mean. You know.
I'm the problem. I think I have a low tolerance for people that are not like me. I
yeah.
was real, like, I was also grumpy. Like, I was hungry. I
End
was
of the
I was ready
day.
to go
It's the end of the
home.
day.
Yeah.
Issa's meter
Yeah.
gets low.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
the
social battery was.
social.
But, yeah, I mean,
Going back to San Diego.
yeah.
Do you want to explain like what position you got, and, like what you're gonna be
Sure.
doing?
It feels so weird to do this because I feel like I've done this so many times with different people, you know. But like,
This is the
This
one that
is the
matters.
one.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is the only one.
yeah, it's the only one that matters.
And
but,
you practice now, like you know how to say it quick. boom,
right? you would think, but it's a little bit layered. But the ABA, American Bar Association, has a project, the Immigration Justice Project, in San Diego, because San Diego shares a border with Tijuana, because Mexico's obviously on the other side. So because of that, in that region, they have a lot of need for, you know, refugees, asylum seekers, like undocumented folks who are stuck at the border. There's a lot of immigration attorneys in that area because there's such a big need for that there. So essentially, so I'll be working in a nonprofit. They're a nonprofit space, and what they do is provide pro bono services to these people. So the easiest way to explain what I do is just like, I'm pretty much like the secretary translator type of person. Like, I obviously can't provide any legal assistance because I'm not qualified to do that, but I can direct them toward the correct people or services. Like, we'll have workshops like know your rights, or like what to do if you're under ICE custody or whatever. And a lot of people actually, I guess, call in from the detention centers asking for help or like representation, which is insane. I'm like, oh my God, that's going to be crazy.
You're going to have to pick up, right?
Yeah, I'm going to have to pick up.
Wow.
But yeah, it's cool because this is something that I've always wanted to do. Like, it's a cause close to my heart. And yeah, it's like, I want to help people. I want to like sharpen my Spanish. Like, I don't want to lose that, and I want to just get better at it. And I don't know, like, I feel like there's a lot of opportunity for growth there, because more than anything, I want to see what like the lawyer day to day is like. Like, does it actually like suck? You know,
it's actually like the movies, like hella stressful and shit.
Yeah,
hella
because
coke
drinking
and,
at
like,
night, like on a
Yeah.
case, it's a big folder, and they're like, you know,
Like,
cigars and
I don't know what to
it's
expect.
like 4
but
cases.
I feel like right now I'm like just ready to get my feet wet and like get like work experience. But down the road, it's like, you know, if it ends up being a cool thing, like, who knows, I could go to law school or something, because that would be better than going to grad school, because it's like, I like rather do that, but not if it's not worth it, because it's a lot of money. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing.
I just want to say, since the last time we podcasted with Isa, we both graduated college, so a little update there.
Yes.
And
Yeah, tell us what you graduated with, King.
yeah, I got my BA in psychology, and you got your
I got my BA in political science, and then I minored in Spanish.
fancy gal.
Fancy
Yeah.
gal.
And real quick, I was just thought about this. In her defense, with the dollar thing and the yoga,
Oh my God.
Thank you.
she makes below minimum wage at her job, so that's
Yeah,
just
my
previous-
current job. that I'm
previous job.
leaving.
her. Yeah.
Well, I'm
Previous
currently
job.
there until Friday is my last day.
Aw.
Yeah, I made.
Then you're
18
working
an
till a
hour.
day. Jesus.
I know, the fucking day
They
you're
wanted
leaving.
me
God.
longer too.
Yeah, I saw
like,
it till the 31st.
yeah.
Jesus.
They're actually really cool. It just sucks that I get paid $15 an hour for like. I work in the wait. Maybe I shouldn't name drop them.
She works somewhere.
I think by the time it comes out, you're gonna be gone.
True. I work in the office of the president at Stan State.
The President of
Friday
the United
morning,
States.
someone's like, "Oh fuck, I gotta get over there."
we still have a chance. We still have a chance. Let's go see your feet.
Oh my God. I actually really like that job though. Like, I've learned a lot, and the people that I work with are so cool. So, but I'm ready to close that chapter and make
Yeah,
money.
Make money, bro.
Yeah.
Dude.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting a nice little pay raise.
Nice
there.
little salary, huh?
Salary?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't work any overtime, right? Is it salary with overtime?
Yeah. Don't
With-
worry.
what does that mean? Like,
Because like salary is sometimes is set so that if you're working like a 12-hour day, you're technically like losing money because
Yeah, because you
your
don't
money-
get
you're
paid
not
by
getting
the
more.
hour. You just get paid a
Oh.
set amount.
But if
Like
they
for
include
working.
overtime, you still have a salary, but any overtime still counts like.
oh,
against your
then
bonus.
maybe I don't, because I do get paid overtime.
It might be both.
Might be both. It's like
Nice.
salary non-exempt. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. It's a lot of big words and.
It's
stuff.
crazy because we have a few managers at my work, and then every time I see them hecka late, I'm like, hey, like you're losing money.
You're losing money.
You're losing money, but and they're
Damn.
like, yeah, dude, I know. it's like 6 o'clock, bro, and they're supposed to be out at 4, and it's like daily, and I'm like,
Wow.
it sucks because they like the work just makes them like have enough work that they have to stay even though they don't want to. Like, you know,
Damn.
they should just be able to do 8 hours in dips.
This might be a dumb question. I don't know if you guys know the answer, but if they call in sick, do they still get paid for that day since their salary? Like, since you're not.
Yeah, I
getting-
think it's just like probably day missed, and then like
So they just take like that
that-
percentage
that-
away.
That no, like a day missed, like you can only miss so many days. Like there's different levels for us. Like it's like days missed, and it's like hits, and it's like sick time or something. So like if I call off, I have 1 day missed, and then like I use 8 hours of sick time, and I can only have like 14 days missed, but like 8 hours, but like I don't know, 24 hours of sick time. It gets really confusing though
It's a lot
because
of math.
I don't ever like do
We'll
it
just
that
cross
much,
that bridge
you know?
when we get to
Yeah,
it.
I know.
Yeah, it's too many layers. It's like Zach Galifianakis with all the,
All the little
equations. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Last podcast, our feet weren't in it,
Uh-huh.
and
That's
somebody
good.
pointed that out, like
Oh,
one of the
wow.
feet dudes.
Uh-huh.
Really?
It was the guy that DM'd me about the fucking how my mom she loves.
the dude.
Nah,
No.
he watches this.
Stop, not that
I'm
one.
gonna bleep that. I
Yeah.
feel bad because he seems like a sweet guy.
She didn't get a hint.
Huh?
She didn't give a.
He knows who he is.
Stop!
Well,
He watches the pod?
dude, this guy with like hella followers.
Stop getting more detail. That was good.
He messaged me saying like
Why are you going more deeper?
he was like fun socks. Yes, like I love fun socks. I think he's from Europe
I think
too
he
because I
just
don't think
likes
his
the
English
fun
is like
socks.
great.
Yeah, I think
he's a
I love
feet
fun
dude.
socks.
he
I
could be
don't know.
both.
He does. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he was testing the waters with that.
Maybe, but like I wasn't gonna respond because I'm just like, oh, it's just a a feet guy. I don't know what to say.
Like it's all good.
And then I saw how many followers he had, and I was like,
Wow, this
Huh.
freaking clout chaser.
Sell
how
out.
fucking quick I sold out.
Wow.
You're like, hey,
And
yes,
then
that
I was
part.
like,
Do you want us to see
what if
more?
he asked for feet pics? I can make a quick come
For a
up.
little shout
There you
out.
go.
You
For
know?
a little shout out.
Exactly.
100+ followers.
Yeah. One guy said there's like this one dude that comments like on every video and he timestamps it like every time that I fucking.
I've seen
You
that.
seen it?
I saw
Every time I
one.
put my feet in, and this is something I do like not on purpose. I like curl my toes.
I know you do. It's like a
And
stress thing.
This guy really likes that. Yeah, and then he timestamps it every time that
I
I
saw.
fucking do it.
That's so.
And then he
that's
left
like a lot of
another comment. He
dedication.
was like, "I love the way that, like me and you." He's like, "I love the way that you guys are so comfortable touching each other." And they're like, "It's such an innocent thing. Like you guys aren't doing it to be like."
I'm like, it's such an innocent thing.
They're always touching each other. Always.
We really are.
Dude, yes, it was so cute. Yesterday or the day before, I slept over at his place, and like I woke up. I woke up. I walked in his room. And he's like, I just like went under the sheets. And
No words. He just like,
Like,
walks
no
like a
words,
lost
like-
puppy like to the bed, and I was like,
Wait, you guys didn't sleep in the same bed?
no,
Well, he-
because it's kind of thin, like his bed, and then the couch.
"What's
so
a
it's, like,
full
1 on
size?
1,
It's
you
just
know?
not the biggest, you know." And
But it's like
Mm.
when you're 160, and a long wingspan, it's kind of hard to accommodate.
Right.
Cow King bed, but
yeah.
That's so bougie of you. I'm gonna get a Cow King bed one day.
Dude,
you
the
should.
Cow King's
It's a
I
game
will.
changer. It's a good investment. Like you'll never not have room.
Jaime won't like buy clothes ever, like never socks, underwear, nothing. But this man dropped 1K on a TV,
On a TV.
and he has a Cow King bed, and he just dropped on a freaking laptop. But this man,
was for
anytime
us.
I'm like, oh, let's get. No, it's
No.
no.
Priorities, okay, guys. I know, dude. I was hecka thinking that. I was like, God, I just need to shop clothes. Like, I just want to shop, but
Just
man, it's just so
thrift.
much money. Or even then, it's just like such a process and everything.
You have a shitload of clothes too, but I feel like you only wear like very
Well,
little.
they've just been so long, so a lot of them are just like faded old and whatever.
Oh.
You know?
Mm.
They're done with, gone.
Damn.
Done, so.
All your like
Zip.
flap bush
Flap, yeah,
merch is really cute.
Right? Yeah, dude, a lot of shirts are like
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
the
they
designs are
always
so
have
banging.
great-
They're
you
always
know?
really good. Shout out Flatbush. Here's their website
Yeah,
if
I'll
you want to
put
buy
a
some
little
shirts.
scroll.
They're kind of expensive, which is why I stopped.
I bet.
But they're really good.
I hella
Yeah,
wanted
they're
this
really
one, but it was
cute.
$40. I'm like, fuck, I
I
don't
know,
have a
$40
job,
for
you
a
know?
t-shirt.
Exactly. Like, ugh.
But their designs are really cool. I wonder who like their graphic designer is because they never freaking
know, they're
miss,
killing
bro.
it.
Every
They
time I
never
see,
miss.
Every time I see and compliment Jaime on an outfit, he's like, "Thanks, it's Flatbush."
I
And
know.
I'm like, I should have known.
As it says Flatbush. Like,
Dude, shout out Flatbush. They're so like underground still, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
I
That's
wanted to get a
crazy.
FBZ on my under here for like
On your lip?
zombies. Yeah, on the inside, dude.
She
I was
had, like a
gonna-
little one just somewhere, like just 3 letters.
I gotta
you
save
know?
it for cozy.
Oh my god, dude, we talk about tattoos so much.
we're such
Jaime
bitches.
especially. He
Yeah.
talks about tattoos all the fucking time.
Just recently.
And it's like,
When
He's
I don't
obsessed
know
with
if
them,
he's
but he
ever.
has none.
None.
I know. I show him the.
And he doesn't really
she
have
used to have
plans.
she used to have a stick and poke, and now
Oh,
she has
yeah.
a tattoo. of-
Yes.
And
I like
Stoke.
that one. It looks
Yeah,
really
it
good
looks
now.
really cool, like how it was too.
Yeah.
Fucking
It
atrocious.
was. Yeah.
Just kidding.
First of all,
Just kidding.
wait. When did I get it? I don't know, but Beyond was staying at my house for a while. My girl
Fuck,
Beyond.
Beyond did it. I'm just-
No!
honestly,
It looks
didn't-
beautiful.
It didn't look bad. It's just this.
It
is
was
really
a lot
nice.
lighter. Like she was staying at my house.
Here's a before and after.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, try to send that
Yeah,
to me.
I'll send it to you. Yeah, we were in my room, we were watching a movie, and I was like, "Hey, will you give me a stick and poke?" And she was like, "Yeah, as long as your mom doesn't kill me." And I was like, "She'll kill me." And so I was laying down watching the movie like this, and she was doing it, and it came out really cute. I wanted like a little like loteria moon, and it was really cute. But then over time, like obviously it fades because it's like permanent ink of India. It's not like tattoo ink. So then I had in my head, I was like, I feel like people always impulsively get tattoos, and I don't want to have like a bunch of shitty tattoos. So I was like, what I'll do, my next tattoo is touch that one up. I still want to touch on my gecko that I have here, but yeah, I started here. And yeah, I went to Vion's tattoo lady in LA, which is so like ironic how that worked out. It was like full circle moment. And she was so cool. She did tattoos at her house. She charged me $50 for that. Which
Did
is
she gas up
nothing.
Vion at all? She's like, wow, she did a good job. Or was she just like,
No,
oh, this looks
actually,
like
she
shit?
was like, this is actually like not bad. And I was like, yeah, like Vion did it. I loved it. And then I was like, yeah, I just want it to be darker, and I want like your touch, because she does like really cool tattoos. And she was like, well, what like do you want? And I was like, I don't know, like just the moon, royalty. So she put like jewels and like, you know, a little drip. So I love how it came out. She did a great job.
It has a lot of detail on
Yeah.
especially
I know.
such a small, like,
tattoo.
what'd you say, $80?
It was $50.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, bet, like no problem.
You want more?
Yeah.
So you got a stick and poke on your fucking neck?
Yeah.
Damn. Like I've known
one
one other
hurt.
person who did, like, I think she gave herself a stick and poke, which is gnarly. But she did it on her ankle, which is like super hideable, you know? But damn, your
Damn.
fucking neck.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I asked Beyond to do it because in high school, when like I first knew of the concept, she gave me a stick and poke right here. That's why I got my gecko to cover it. And
So covering it.
I know it does not cover it.
Oh, what was the first stick and poke there?
It was like a rose.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't like that
It
idea
was
anymore.
why? It's too basic or what?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a rose. I was like 16, so there, like it kind of hurt too because it was like
It's a
tender
sensitive-
fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Rib
then-
cage.
Yeah, and then yeah. So I was like, ooh, do another one,
Mm-hmm.
and ooh, and she did, but
But it doesn't cover it, you're saying?
no, I went in. I don't know. He was having too much fun. Like I went in with. I went with Lexi, Carly, and Uli. And who didn't get a tattoo? I think actually we all. Oh, Uli didn't get a tattoo, but we went and I guess he's an actor, that guy.
No.
Yeah, I don't want to name drop him.
So he's
but
just doing hella accents the whole time. He's like, what do you think of this? Like a tattoo. He's like, so I was strolling on the beach.
He's like, read me, tell me my dog just died.
Oh my god. No, but like he was talking a lot and he was really vibing with us, and
Nice.
I just felt like when he was doing mine, he was kind of distracted. Like he was making too much chit chat,
Dude,
and I
that
was
shit's
like,
scary,
bro.
you know?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm so fucking high right now.
Oh.
Dude,
Dude,
that's
that happened to Angel.
That's
Yeah.
Angel's tattoo artist. He's doing a whole sleeve.
No, wasn't his
Justice
first
League.
one like the eye?
Oh, maybe that one. Yeah, because he's like, yeah. I think
Yeah.
he said his like tattoo artist is kind of fucked.
Like
I think
he
it's the
was-
same guy though.
Is it?
I don't know.
No, I think
Well,
I
his
think he
tattoo
switched up.
looks great.
But
So
I think it's turned out good, but
They're
yeah,
all
the
that
guy
turned
was
out
like,
really
dude, or I don't think he's saying he was lit right now, but he's like, dude, the whole room smelled like weed. Like you could see his eyes were just done. Like he was just gone.
oh
be so
yeah,
scared.
they were definitely blazing when we walked in. Not
Oh.
him, but the people in like the waiting room and stuff. And
It's so sketchy. Like it's just
Yeah.
so permanent,
It
you know?
was, and
God.
then somebody was like, why you have so many stick and pokes? Like I literally had 2, and I was like, because I'm poor. Like what? Like I can't afford tattoos all
Make
the
below
time.
minimum wage like a
Yeah.
fucking scrub.
State
So
minimum wage.
yeah, I was like, but I'm here to get the real deal, and I actually really like it. But there's definitely like it needs to be touched up for sure. And he did not do what I wanted, which was to cover the original stick and poke.
I know it seems.
You're like, boy,
that
this
dude,
is
that
all
color,
fucking
gold. Yeah.
that color and spot is like such
Yeah,
a good, like vibrant,
it's very
you
Santa
know?
Cruz vibes. I feel like.
Is that where you got it?
No, I got it in Modesto.
San Diego
No.
vibes now.
Fucking
Yeah.
say who the guy is. Say his name. I'm just
should
kidding.
I?
No, don't say
Okay.
his name. Unless you want.
Say it, Jesse.
It's kind of cool because like we were talking about that girl that we met at the beach earlier and how she knew that dude in San Francisco, and I just thought like, damn, like now we have someone in San Diego, you know, like which I feel like is
I'm gonna
probably better than
force
San
you to
Francisco,
come.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know,
pretty
at
hyped.
least
It's
once
pretty
a year.
hyped.
Once a year, I will make it worth your time, guys.
I know we'll write letters too.
I'll start making lists
I
of
just
things
want to go
that
to
I
the
think
beach,
you'll like.
you know?
Yeah, just drive us to the beach,
We'll
drop
go
us
to the
off,
I just hope it's warm,
and then
you
we'll
know?
just come to your place after.
We can learn to surf, maybe.
Dude, that'd be sick. I took
Ooh.
one lesson in Hawaii. It was really fucking hard, but I think I got it. I really want to do it again.
I took one lesson in Mexico, and I thought it was hella raw. But
Really?
I thought so, but we had
Nice.
assistance. Like he would tell
Yeah,
me when
me
to
too.
go and
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, they
so.
tell you when to stand up. They like push your board too
Yeah.
into the wave.
Surfing seems scary, man. It's just like
Why?
the danger of falling, the danger of sharks. Those are the 2 things, or the danger of getting sucked out. Like
Oh, I get.
I know,
You
it's
know?
like it's already sketchy enough when you go to the fucking ocean, you just get demolished by a wave.
Exactly,
like,
with just like
tumbled.
being like waist in. Imagine that like you're full in. There's no
with the
ground.
board too,
With the fat ass
like,
board, like
get hit you in the head
know?
and stuff. There's this guy when I went to middle school, and he broke his fucking nose surfing. He's my
That's
PE
okay.
class, and he was like, I can't run. Like, he couldn't do anything because, like, I guess your nose is just so sensitive. Like,
oh,
the impact
my
of
God,
running or
that's
doing any physical activity.
disgusting.
I'm like, Jesus Christ. I never thought of surfing as like a gnarly thing.
It is, but like
As a
everything, it's a
dangerous,
risk,
you
you
know?
know.
Yeah.
And there's a way to like prevent risk. Like people check the tide, and like they'll go to like a beach where surfers go, like a spot, or like
yeah, it's company.
your survival instinct kicks in. I feel like when you're in danger, like
Yeah.
untie that shit,
I
fucking
know.
go
Swim,
for
swim,
it.
swim,
Like
swim. Fuck the board.
Yeah.
Fuck my kids.
Yeah, sharks are like one of my worst fears with that. It's like, oh my God.
Speaking of that,
I'd
bro,
just be so mad if I got attacked by a shark. Sorry,
but do
go
you
on.
think they
you're
would
an
like
advantage.
instinctually like attack you? Like I feel like movies have just made them predators.
Yeah,
But I'm like,
No,
I think
what
it's
would
probably
happen?
really
chances are very
rare. You
low.
know? Yeah.
I know the
Yeah.
chances are like extremely low, but it's still like, you know.
But like, I look like a snack, dude, and like in the water, like I look like
I
a
look like
fucking
a
glazed
seal.
donut, you know?
Like I was thinking about
Glazed
just
donut.
chilling with my arms. They're just
Yeah,
like,
it's like a seal.
Easy
I think
meat.
that's the mistake.
Easy
there.
meat.
yeah, easy money.
Yeah.
Speaking of the broken thing, so I hurt my hand in competition. We have to touch up on that.
Yeah, we haven't
on
talked
just
about
us
that.
two, so don't waste your time. But I hurt my hand, and then I drive a forklift sometimes, and
Yeah, you
one of
do.
Oh my God.
And one of the guys that drop off product, he's like, hey, how you doing? But he saw my hand was wrapped. He's like, oh, what happened to your hand? I was like, oh, I hurt it in like jiu-jitsu competition. And he's like, oh, have you got it checked out? I was like, not yet, but I want to, but probably not.
Never
know?
did.
You
I never
should,
did.
dude.
It's gone now. It's done. Yeah,
It's
and,
not. You're still in pain.
So fast.
And
God.
he's like, dude, he's like,
It's better than my
Awesome,
fucking ass
man.
cheeks.
he's so like, he's so funny and nice. He told me how to like a jewelry business, and that it fucking like, or
He's like 999. Never mind.
hey,
Shout out.
Shout out. There's a link.
Hey, I know you're
Hit up
watching.
My girl Sierra,
hit her up.
best jewelry in the 209. Go ahead.
Anyways,
He had like a clothing, like a branding, so like high school uniforms. He's like, dude, I had like a fat ass house and like my dream car and everything. And then he's like, COVID hit and no one wanted to buy uniforms and everything. Yeah, I could sell everything, dude.
damn.
And it's crazy. I was like, in life, there's just different stages. Like you could be
Yeah.
up, and then in 5 years you could be down. Like you could think
Yeah.
you made it, and then because he was living his life, and I was like, damn.
Damn.
Anyways,
Shout out Blow.
so his story, his thing was like, he's like, you should get your hand checked out. He's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. He's like, I went to I forgot what it was. He's like,
Wait, pause real quick. I don't do Blow. It's a movie. I was like, wait.
She's only done it.
Let's call a spade a
grinding off
spade.
the-
She does blow.
She only
No,
did it once.
no,
She only
no,
did it
no.
once. It was for a party.
I did not do it once.
And he's like, he's like my private parts were hurting one day.
Oh my
He's
God.
like, but I kind of just wanted to man it out. And he's like, I didn't do anything.
Oh my
And then I think he said like the next day or whatever, he really had to go. So we went to like the emergency, and he's like, the girl was like, if you would have came like 5 hours earlier or something like that, like we
Save the
would have saved your
testicle.
testicle. And I was like, what? You just told it to me out
Dude,
of
it's so
nowhere. I was
true. Like, once you know something's wrong, where you gotta go, you know?
No way you
Especially
heard that
there,
story
'cause-
and you still didn't
I
get
know.
your hand checked
And I was
out,
like,
bro.
dude, I'm really gonna
Like,
do it.
if you would have
I'm
come
really
5
gonna
hours
do
earlier,
it.
we wouldn't have to chop your hand off.
God, I know.
My
God,
you gotta have
my
full
man.
That's sad,
recovery.
though.
That
Apparently-
is so sad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
apparently-
that's tough. But he seemed, chilling. You have the other one, which is nice. Like I wouldn't feel too bad about losing a testicle, honestly.
Yeah, you would.
I think at first, yes. I think at first, yes.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I
Wait.
What do you think?
Well, I just know, like, she knows somebody from the past who, like, had one, and he was insecure about it, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're thinking?
It wasn't even like an insecurity thing. It was more like he really saw the effects of having only one nut.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Oh shit!
Like
Yeah.
the change in, like, testosterone?
yeah, like the hormone imbalance.
Like
and
as in, like emotionally.
yeah, like emotionally, physically, spiritually, like he just felt like off. And that's why he wouldn't get like his dog fixed. And I was like, your dog's fucking annoying. You should cut his balls. Like, I was so
Yeah.
like,
So fucked.
yeah. And he was like, I can't do that. Like, he doesn't have a choice. Like, he doesn't have autonomy. I was like,
You're so bad.
okay.
I think it'd be like
But
more
yeah.
like just meeting new people and having to tell them again, like, oh, hey, I have one testicle. It'd be like kind of like,
Just
no,
like
yeah,
every
that's
time,
fucking-
you
like every
know?
time, like, oh, hey, by the way, I have one
Damn.
testicle. Like, you
Yeah,
know. But
yeah, it's like you'll live without it, but it's like it's probably not the same.
like, what
you
do
know?
you feel different? I think it just depends on how I feel after. Like, do I actually feel the weight of this gone? You know?
Hormones are everything, dude. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like these like random like chemicals, like molecules. It like it controls everything, like how you behave and feel and sleep and eat. Like it's fucking gnarly.
Yep.
You know?
It's kind of depressing because it's like it's
Without
more
that,
like-
we're nothing.
Well, it's like exactly. It's like you think your emotions. I mean, I'm sure like your emotions and stuff, but it's like a lot of it's just like explained. You know? Like I remember
Yeah.
we were watching this show called Breaking Bad, and the guy was like, "I can't believe this soup is giving me a memory from my childhood. Like, who would have thought like that
Oh,
soup
yeah.
could do this?" And then Walter, he's like a really smart like chemistry guy. He's like, "Well, it's actually like these neurons popping off because this is like is associated with this." And then he was just like, you know,
Yeah.
like it's just
Let me have my
explained.
moment.
Like it's just that. Like it's just
Yeah.
simple, you know. And it's just
Yeah.
like, huh? I don't know if I like that. So
Yeah. I feel like it could still be both. You know?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Like
kind of
reality
thinking.
is what you make of it. I feel
Exactly. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
matter how much you could always kind of try to shift as much as you can.
I think we talked about this last time when you were on the pod, like briefly. Dude, I've been diving so into fucking aliens lately. Like I've
Oh,
been
I don't think we did talk about
been really
that.
getting down.
Conspiracy theories, remember?
Yeah, conspiracy.
Yeah, but I think we briefly were like, "Do you think they're real?"
Oh,
and we're
yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Guess
yeah.
no," or whatever. But not crazy deep. But I've been watching Joe Rogan, his podcast. He had this guy on. His name's Travis Walton,
Mm-hmm.
and this guy like has a story. Like he got abducted by aliens and like lived
Ooh,
through it.
my
Woke up
God.
like in the ship, saw like 3 aliens like looking at him, and he like it's so detailed. You guys should watch it if you get a chance. But he literally tells the whole story. They made a whole ass movie about it. Like it's crazy. He saw the saucer, like he got too close to it and it like zapped him in.
Oh my
And he said the
God.
aliens, like everybody says the same things, which is so gnarly. Like all these stories about aliens, they're all like describing them the same way, and like the ships too, or whatever.
did they
like,
say
their
about 'em?
crafts? They say the aliens are like they're pretty much like stereotypical, like how you would imagine in a movie. It's like they're short, they're like 3-4 feet tall, maybe. They have like really big eyes. They have like no genitals. They're like just
Oh,
hairless,
wow.
like grayish green skin. And he said like when he woke up on the table, like he got so fucking scared, he like pushed one, like he was about to fight for his life. He pushed an alien, and the alien like fucking like he said it was like it fell like so easily, like it's that like frail and shit. And like going along with the conspiracy theory thing that like I was kind of talking about the last time we had you
Yeah.
on,
The plastic.
which is like yeah, pretty much we're like devolving kind of like our our genitals
Yeah.
are getting smaller, like we're becoming like less like animalistic, I guess.
Mhm.
Like we have less testosterone, so that makes us less like you
All
know.
the plastic bottles.
Yeah, and like that's where they think like we're going basically is like we're just gonna get smaller and weaker and like have no genitals eventually and like
Yeah, I feel
Sure,
like
in a
it's pretty
1,000
crazy.
years, you know, so
like
Ah,
thousands,
it's like, not
millions
now.
probably of
Like,
years,
it's-
like a
I'm-
long time.
It
but
takes a long
yeah.
time, so it's like I mean,
Yeah,
I guess
it'll
to
be a
worry,
while.
but you gotta be like also like it's not gonna happen in 100 years. You know, we're not
Yeah.
gonna like lose our we're gonna turn into gills or something. You know, like have
Yeah.
gills or anything. But it is kind
Yeah.
of like a concern in the sense where it's like I'm sure there's some basic principles humans should have that we should probably try to keep for a while.
Yeah.
You know,
I think it's a good wake up call. I feel like if we don't start taking care of nature, it's gonna wipe us out for sure. Like I
Yeah.
think that's what it's coming down
yeah,
to.
I hate litter, bro. I fucking hate that shit. I was in the
You hate
river,
what?
litter.
Oh, litter.
Like in the river and just seeing anything like can or bottle just felt like I hate that you can't there's no way to not leave a footprint in a sense like in a
Mm.
group, not because you can't but like probability. I'm saying like
Mm.
you
Mhm.
get like 100 people in like one little campsite, like you
Oh.
leave, someone's leaving at least a speck of something. It's like it's so frustrating though that like
Mhm.
Yeah.
all our stuff is made out of stuff that doesn't decompose, you know.
Yeah, it's fucked. Real quick, back on the alien thing.
Yes.
So there's that one, and then I listened to another podcast, and he had this guy on. His name is Bob Lazar. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's like a crazy ass like Walter White type of scientist, like physicist, whatever. He worked in like Area 51, and they have.
Ooh.
He said this is his story. They have 9 different UFOs there that were like dropped off, like, and they think it's kind of like the aliens like giving us like a gift, like here,
Aw.
like look at this, you know, like this is how
Here's
advanced we
Merry
are
Christmas.
basically. And like his job was to like look at it and like slowly kind of like take it apart to figure out like what the fuck is this? How are they like moving so crazy like through different solar systems and shit? And he said it's like so far beyond like what we can do. Like they
Yeah.
figured out nothing, and they worked on it for like a long time, like years.
Because it's
They didn't
beyond
have me,
space
that's why.
and time. Like
Yeah,
these constructs
like,
that
it's
we've made for ourselves.
crazy.
I'm so mad you don't like Interstellar, bro. You need to rewatch
I gotta rewatch it
Put
now.
your phone away.
That's so
Tune
good.
in. It's like
It's just so
And, like,
depressing.
it's like their
and,
elements.
the ending gave me such like a bad feeling
I know.
inside. Like
You
when
gotta
he's
watch it
going
again
through the
with the
black
better.
hole or whatever. It was just like, oh my god, like I can't take
but it's
this.
so
It's crazy 'cause it's like-
beautiful.
Like you're saying with the UFO and stuff, like it would just be literally different. Something we just haven't discovered yet.
Yeah,
Like something we
literally.
just don't understand. And that's why I always say, like, if I were to think of aliens, like their presence wouldn't even just be like physical. Like it would just be like something we don't even understand. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like it's a whole different atmosphere out there, like a whole
Yeah.
different environment. You know?
Yeah.
The way he said it, this scientist guy that was working on the UFOs, he was like, it's as if we took like a Tesla and dropped it off to like people who are coming over in like wagons, like with horses, you know? Like
The
it's
Amish.
like they would have no fucking idea. He's like, they might figure out how to like start it, but they can't even make like a tire or like a rim or anything,
Yeah.
you know? It's like they figured out how to like turn it on. They would do like flights in it and shit. It's pretty gnarly.
Holy shit.
Literally
You know
in
what
Nevada,
it could
the
be
desert.
too is like the fact that like they're coming from other universes. You know how, like, depending on where you are in space, it's like
Mhm.
a different timeline. Like it's a lot
Yeah.
faster. So obviously, like it's so much further forward. So they're coming back to our time zone.
Yeah.
Where it's like obviously they have that figured out because it's been more time.
Yeah. The logic there too is like they're like the universe is so fucking massive, like we can't even explore like
I
only like a
know.
fraction of it basically. And they're like, how could you say that like there's not another civilization that's like billions of years like older than we are and they've
Right.
discovered
Big thing.
this technology
They've
like
already
Yeah.
had their
think about
chance,
how
like,
much
they're-
we've developed in the last like 50 years.
Yeah.
You know, like we went
Like,
from like really
millions.
shitty cars to like electric cars and like, you know, just super efficient in that short amount of time. So think about like thousands or millions of years of development and technology.
Yeah, it's insane
crazy.
how people think that we're the center of the universe.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, the ocean.
You ain't shit.
Like for real. Like
That's literally our TikTok when it's like.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
that's nice.
that. Real.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
like,
yeah?
yeah, that made me
Nice,
emotional. I was like,
nice.
that's so good.
Literally, that's life. Like,
Yeah.
doesn't matter, you know?
Yeah.
But I was gonna say the ocean, like, I feel like that's already in itself like a parallel like dimension or something because there's so much unexplored and like with the what.
Sorry, I was interlocking his toes.
Oh,
It's
you
off- I
see?
think it's off camera, though.
It throws me off when they do this. Anyways, I was just gonna say like the darker you go, the deeper you go. So, like we
It's
don't
get
know
scary.
shit.
Yeah.
It does get scary when you realize how much you don't know, and
you
you're
still
just
wanna
like,
go
"Dude,
surfing?"
I'm just like
We're not
helpless.
surfing at the bottom of the ocean.
I'm.
What if we get dragged out and you get eaten by a whale? Like, I always get
That's why I did swim.
traumatized by Pinocchio.
I know. She would fucking outlive all of us in the ocean. The butterfly.
Lengthy.
Dude. That shit looks so funny.
Yeah, that one looks ridiculous.
Last time you were on the pod, sorry to super switch subjects, but
No, it was
you
time.
Hit
were taken
Oh,
in a relationship,
Mhm.
yes.
and now you are
Not.
not. I wanted to like talk about like your thoughts on relationships in a sense,
Mhm.
and like what do you believe like your standard is for relationships, you know, or like just like how you feel about them.
Yeah. Firstly, before I delve into this, I have only had 2 boyfriends in my life. The first one, I was young, dumb, full of beep. And then the second one,
Oh, I just caught that.
yeah, so fuck that.
Fuck
But the
that.
second one was like so wholesome, like all my love and respect in the world, I think.
He's a good guy.
Yeah,
Really good guy.
he's a great guy. But anyways,
Shout out if you watch.
yeah, tribute to that man. He's a man.
That's a man.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm just like trying to figure myself out, I guess, because I'm realizing that like a lot of the stuff that I was taught growing up, like I went to Catholic school for like the majority of my life or my young life. So that made me feel really guilty about a lot. Damn.
That was
You heard that?
really
I
good.
don't know if the mic picked it up or not.
Oh
hope
God.
I always want to do that and then I just forget.
That's so bad for
Anyways,
you.
is
okay.
it?
Yeah.
I'm getting mobility. Anyways,
Anyways,
I'm an alien.
yeah, lots of Catholic guilt growing up. Mexican family, immigrant parents, like the whole shebang, you know? And I am so not like what each of these taught me. I don't know. So, you know, I tried
You really
to.
went the other way. It's kind of
I
crazy,
really
you know?
did. Like, if y'all
Really a
want like
Satan
good
worshiper.
kids,
You're really just a
I'm
piece of
not.
shit, you know?
You really have no morals like your mom.
You really just left $1 in that tip jar.
listen. If y'all want good kids, don't send them to fucking Catholic school. Those
Yeah.
are like the worst kids.
Yeah.
it's just
Because
all
they're gonna
about
have a fucking
it's all about a
teen life
balance.
crisis later, you know,
Yeah,
when they realize that they're not
existential crisis
fucking
for
or
sure.
like smoking weed.
Anyway, though, yeah.
We're gonna bleep that. Fucking
Every Mormon that
How
I
many
knew in
Mormons do we
Modesto,
know?
horrible Mormons.
Right?
Horrible. I
What the
know
fuck
so
are you guys doing?
It's like a cult.
Literally,
But-
like they're worse than we are, dude.
The religious kids, bro. Those are the ones you gotta look out for.
Sheesh. I
I
tell
don't
you.
know.
Let me tell you something.
But anyways, I'm
Sorry,
trying to wrap
we
this
derailed
point
that.
up. Yeah, I don't know. Just like I tried to like abide by a certain set of rules for a lot of my life, and I realized it made me really unhappy, and it just felt super not authentic to my person and like my values. And now that I'm growing up, I'm like just realizing like, who told us we have to do this? Like, why don't we question these things more? Why do we abide to this if like it makes people miserable? Like, live your truth, fuck everyone else, like. Nothing
Fuck 'em.
matters, but in the most beautiful way. Like, use that to your leverage. Like, if we're all gonna die one day, why would you not do what you want? Like,
Yeah. Simple as that.
really that
voluntary
simple.
world, like voluntary
Yeah.
decisions, you know.
like no one is forcing you. Like, I mean, maybe some relationships, I guess, but it's like I've realized that I really value my space and my alone time and my freedom. It's like I want to do what I want when I want without having to report back. And like I don't really like texting or calling or like doing that. Like I want to hang out in person and just like experience people and what they have to offer, because it's like life really goes by so fast. Like I want no regrets.
Be 23 in October.
Fuck.
That is so young, Chris.
There it is. But it's just like, fuck. I
You're
still
a
feel like I'm
baby.
18.
You're like halfway through your life.
Stop.
Hi, man.
No, that is really young. Even
It's super young,
It is
bro. Like you got a lot to look forward to.
See, I think I said on the last podcast, I was like, she's just so good at saying those types of things. When like, literally, I've talked to you like on several occasions where I'm like, dude, I'm so sad. Like I just feel like so like nostalgic and like I'm getting so old. I think like before my 22nd birthday, I said on the last
Yeah.
podcast too that I cried on my 22nd
Yeah.
birthday. And I think it was the day before. I was just like, dude, I'm just so sad.
I
Like, what am
know.
I doing? My life, like, where's it going? And then you were like, dude, like, I think I was actually sad because I went to school for the first time ever at Stan
Yeah.
State, like after COVID, and I was like, dude, I've missed out on so much. I only have one semester left to actually like enjoy this in person, and that's why I was like really sad too.
But you made the most of
And
it.
you were like, dude, you're gonna have like great experiences after college, you know? And look at us, you know?
Yeah,
Look at us.
You're on a
I've grown
pod.
so
It's
much.
your
Who'da
pod.
thought?
You're the-
you
But
just moved in.
You just
new
always have
place.
good like words of wisdom when it comes to that. And I'm just like,
I think
you're so
for
right. I'm being such a
particularly
fucking
that,
bitch.
I think what's helped me is like my parents had me really old, so like I know that life doesn't end when you turn 25, and like my siblings have a large gap between us. Like I think the closest in age to me, she's like 12 years older than me. So like growing up when I was young, I couldn't wait to get old, because I was like, oh, I can't
No
wait
way.
to like be able to rent a car, rent a hotel, like
Rent a
go to the
car.
club.
Rent a car.
That's so
Don't even buy one, just rent it.
I just want to rent it for the day, drive around, and like I don't know, I would just see the shit that I couldn't do. Like they would go camping with their friends, or they would go to like Europe together, and I was like, I'm fucking 7, bro. Like ain't no like Europe for me, like nothing. And yeah, I just saw like how much cooler life gets as you're like figuring yourself out and like giving yourself the opportunity to grow. Like when you're little, like you have no independence, like you need a lot of guidance and help, and then you grow up and you're like, wait, like I can spend my money how I want, like I can see who I want,
Yeah.
like spend time with
buy
who I love.
OnlyFans. You can fucking
Whatever you
Yeah,
want,
dude.
bro.
And I'm always getting sketched because if I like ever buy OnlyFans stuff, like there's no hiding that like in your bank, you know.
Yeah, there
So
is.
it's like if it's like, well, I
There
don't know.
is?
For me, it just says
Oh, I don't
OnlyFans purchase, like, and like if it's
On
like
the
3 in a
statement?
row, it's like, and I know my family
Oh.
check my shit every once in a while because they'll like give me money or they ask me for money.
And they
Mm.
check
It's like-
your account.
Yeah, they'll just always go through, you know. So I'm like, fuck, like they haven't said
You're an
anything,
adult.
but I'm like, it's nice because I don't care. At the same time, like I kind of do, like not I do, but I'm like, I just, you know, I wish it was just like random purchase. But speaking of like the words, recently I was like going through it, and then Chris was super good at being like, you know, like at the end of the day, like it all lines out, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah.
you know what, Chris, like, because you want to have yourself some time, you know. And I was thinking like, honestly, I haven't said that like this whole like
This whole
few
time.
days, like yeah, like I was like I haven't like thought of it in my head like, oh, like no matter what, it's gonna line out, you know. I was like,
Mhm.
you just saying that is just like, oh shit, like, you know, like that. I forgot that's a possibility. And I was like,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
telling Chris, I was like, I feel like that happens when you get like super sad or depressed. It's kind of like you kind of start forgetting that, like, oh wait, like at one point you're gonna feel good, you know, like
Yeah.
it just all lines
Like,
out
it'll-
eventually, you know. It's not like, oh man, this is like a permanent feeling, kind of like with the cold bath and like stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like things
Oh,
are
yes, yeah.
temporary, you know, like happiness
Yeah.
and pain and sadness, you
It's
know?
like on a microscopic level, it's like a spectrum, you know. It's like
Mm-hmm.
in a literal physical sense, like you're taking an ice bath, you're like, oh my god, like this is so bad, I'm so uncomfortable, I just want to get out. And then you get out and you feel so good after.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's just so hard to see sometimes when you're in
For
that
sure.
space, you know. Like
Until you're out, you know.
another thing, like analogy, I guess, for that is like, I'm not gonna say their name, but like we have a person in our group. We went to like a swimming hole this summer, and they were in the water, and they kind of had like a little like panic attack. Like they were just in the middle of the like swimming pool, like swimming hole, and they just kind of started like freaking out, like thinking they're gonna drown, you know. And I was looking back on that later, and I was just like, it's crazy when the panic takes over. Like,
Yeah,
you know, it's
dude.
like nothing else matters. Like you're just like, I'm gonna die. Like
Yeah.
this is bad. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. But it's like, once you learn to like, you just
Just
breathe.
relax, yeah.
You just put things in perspective. Like, okay, I've swam in a swimming hole like fucking 50 times in my life.
You
I've
do
always
it.
been fine. You know, like I know how to swim. It's just like crazy.
It's like that blow scene when he's like trying to transport cocaine from like airport to airport. And he's like, you just got to remind yourself, like, you're doing the same thing you've been doing, you know? Like, you're just walking
oh,
through
when he had the
air-
suitcases? Yeah, yeah,
The suitcase with the
Oh,
cocaine. Like,
yeah,
you're just
yeah,
walking
yeah.
through, you know?
Yeah.
It's
And,
a
like,
mindset
I think that's
thing.
why, like, I know I say this all the time, but like the cold showers and like jiu-jitsu, like
Mm.
those two things are so crucial because like both of those, I have to like you have to remain calm, like
Yeah.
especially like I've had like several times more scary in competition where like you're literally pinned, like you're losing, like it's that moment when it's like you're stuck in like a cave in a sense and you want to move and you can't and like you're like, oh shit, I'm really stuck, like no matter what you're stuck. So it's
Yeah.
like same thing with jiu-jitsu. Like I've had that with this guy like pinned me so hard one time and like in competition, so everyone's watching and I'm like I really want to move, like I'm literally pushing and I'm like, oh my god, like I can't move unless I lose, like unless I tap. But it's not a submission, so it's like you can't really tap. I mean, you can, but you know. And like I remember having like a whole like crisis for like a good like 10 seconds, like trying to calm myself down,
Damn.
being like,
yeah.
okay, like if I literally just like lay here like a fish, like I'm okay, like I'm literally not gonna die, like it's not gonna
Yeah.
be, there's no broken
Mhm.
bone, you're not passing out. And then I ended up like winning, like I ended up like
Hey.
having enough like one big jump to like get up, and I flipped him and I was on top of him at one point, and like it was so long, like he was like attacking my arm, I was like so much pressure on my chest, and I was just like stuck, and I was just like you know. And then like same with like the shower, like you wake up and you're just like
You just don't want to do it.
and you
It's
gotta
so
go
bad.
in and then you kind of like calm yourself, and it's like when you were saying with the ice bath, I do understand like the getting out and then like appreciating it after and like realizing like, oh, you're
Yeah.
good. But I think it's even like more important like if you could do it in the moment too, like before you get out, like, you know, like
Yeah.
calm
That's
yourself
good.
down like all the way to like as much as you can, and like baby step it. Like maybe the first time you're not gonna be able to go like all the way calm, but like you could last a little.
Yeah.
But, like at one point you should be able to be like completely good before you get out. Then once you get out, you're like, okay, like I'm good, you know.
Yeah. Another thing I realized too is like that type of deal is like when I'm in the gym, I'll be like hitting my sets, you know, and like I'll move up in weight, and then I'm like, oh my god, like you're just like suffering, like it burns, you know, it hurts, and you're like, fuck, I can't do it anymore, you know. And then I'm like, no, I can. And then I like kind of like you just kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? You just
Re-energize.
Recenter?
recollect yourself. I don't know,
Yeah.
but you know, you just like, okay, I am that bitch, you know. You take a breath and you're just like, I
Yeah.
got this, and then you hit like 3 or 4 more, and you're like, what? Like,
yeah, it's always
I
like,
was literally about
wow.
to tap out, and then I just
Yeah.
got a hold of myself, and then it was like I was fine, you know. Was able to bear through it.
able to push through it.
Did we
Very,
finish the
very
relationship thing?
Oh no.
So go.
Damn it.
It's
We always
just
do
so
that.
long.
It's a long. It's
Come on.
honestly, it's a big spectrum. It's like a big thing. I feel like because like
It
Issa's been a
is.
big like help at like relationship stuff too.
Oh,
You know,
God.
and like well, like the and then like the jigsaw puzzle thing.
Oh yeah, y'all should watch. What's his name? Daniel
Slosh, I think.
Slosh.
on Netflix. Just the episode about it's called the Jigsaw Puzzle. That shit opened my eyes.
That shit was gnarly.
Yeah, somebody put me onto
That
that,
shit
and then
was
I made
crazy.
them
The
watch
first-
it, and they
the
were
first
like,
time we watched, I was like,
I know they were tripping
Pretty
balls.
eye-opening.
Yeah,
Just about everything in life, but yeah.
yeah, like how you
relationships.
see things in life. It's just like,
Yeah.
holy shit, like this is voluntary. Like everything is voluntary. Like you have so much
Yeah.
control over things.
Yeah.
And, like it shouldn't be hard.
You start to
know?
forget that, you know. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
like
everything's
be an
about
active
choices.
member of your life. Like you command the direction, and it's hard to like do that sometimes when you're trying to make other people happy, but it's really like, bro, like you're the only person in charge of your own being. So if you're not like experiencing like the highest quality of life, that's your fault. Like, you know, like you're still gonna have down moments, like you're gonna be down bad, but like I don't know what we were saying with the pain thing,
especially
like,
in relationships,
it passes. But anyways, the relationship thing, woo, full circle. Anyways, I think that love is abundant and beautiful, and I think okay, let me disclaimer, I don't know if I'll be like this forever. Maybe one day I'll wake up, I'll be 45 and I'm like, oh, actually I can do this. But as of now, the thought of monogamy, I'm like, I can't fucking do that shit. Like, I cannot think of like getting married to one person for the rest of my existence on this earth and then dying. Like, that's my only partner. That's my only, like, what? Like, that's insane. Like, the thought of one person fulfilling like all of your needs, like, that's insane. Like, not even birds are monogamous, but we're over here forcing like, and it's crazy because like society really shapes you to be that way. Like, there's so many benefits to being like married, like legally.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's convenient. Maybe I'll still do that, but then like on the side we'll be like, yeah, like there'll be a mutual understanding so we can get the perks from the government, but like the perks of our relationship dynamic. But yeah, I don't know. I love experiencing people, cool people in like different degrees, whether that's like romantic, platonic, somewhere in between. Like, that is so cool. Like, meeting people, and even when it sucks, it's like you learn so much and you just put that in your pocket for like, okay, did like this, I didn't like this, or like, yeah, you learn so much.
I feel like that's a big thing about like me being single, and like you do get a chance to like meet different people. Is like you're always being like you're never having to like stop yourself in a sense. Like,
yeah,
it's just you like opening up to people and like getting experience like things. And like you said, sometimes they're not your vibe, and you're like,
yeah,
well, now I know like if I hang out with these kind of people or this in this setting, it's like I don't like it, which is cool because
now you
know,
it's like trial and error. Like, you, or even just like, oh, I like this person, but like just to like hang out, or I like this person, but just to go out. And it's like, you can do all of that. Like, there's no reason you shouldn't.
You
like,
pick and choose. Like,
exactly.
Like, literally, like, boop, boop, boop.
And like, I mean, I'm not ready for any type of relationship right now, clearly, but like, I think ideally, like in my head, in the perfect world, it's like, you know, in like a polyamorous type relationship, like you have your primary partner, which like, honestly, like, I think polyamorous relationships are more work than regular, like, monogamous closed relationships.
I would imagine, because it's more people,
constant
right?
communication.
Like, yeah, a lot of communication.
Constant, yeah. But then at the same time, it's like, that's your main, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's mutual respect, trust, understanding. But it's also like, you're fucking human. Like, obviously, you're attracted to other people, like, and that varies in degrees. And, like, obviously, like, I don't know about y'all, but flirting is fun as fuck. Like, I'm an air sign. I'm charismatic. I'm likable. Like, I'm gonna act on that. Like, you know, that's so fun. Or just like feeling the tension with other people and like
that first date, like the first eye contact before a kiss.
Oh, that feeling in your stomach. You're just
like, oh my god.
Wait, you dropped the popcorn.
It's crazy. The conversation just stops and you're like, oh shit.
Like,
your stomach's just like,
like, and
the
time
suspense
slows.
Drop.
It's like a life high where you're just like,
and just the quiet, like,
cigarettes
lips.
after sex starts playing in the background. Like, wait a minute.
You're the main character in like some movie montage.
I know,
like,
the exposure goes down.
Yeah, so baby.
That would be so cute.
Banging. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I like to act on all these things and like not have to report to anyone or feel bad. Like, oh, but it's like, bro, it's like my literal biology. Like, that's how I'm wired, and I'm gonna shut all of that off to make somebody else that's not even me happy. I can't do that. So that's why I'm not in a relationship.
I know, and I always, since I've been single for like almost a year, which is fucking crazy.
Damn.
Like, I've had situations where I've had to do like communications and like talk. Like, I have like weird like almost like guideline text and communications. Like, oh, like, you know, like confrontation in a sense. And I don't really have to do that anymore, you know? So whenever I do, I'm like, holy shit, this is like why I don't do this, you know? Like,
wait, you mean like
I
remem're a specific example, but I don't want to say the person.
Yeah, not like that,
what
but
happened?
like that.
Well,
it's just like,
it's a very simple thing, but it was like, I think he told you, you're like, oh, maybe we can hang out tonight to this person. And we went on a hike that day, and then we got back and we were like so fucking dead. And then you're like, It's nice being not being in a relationship because I don't have to follow through with that.
Oh,
Like, I could
yeah.
just-
And then like you don't have to worry about like texting someone back like the whole hike, like like
Yeah.
stuff like that where you don't have to reason like 24/7 where it's like reasoning. It's just
Mhm.
like a lot of exhaustion,
It's like an extra chore.
Yeah, and like I was always telling them like, oh, like it's just kind of nice sometimes to just be like, you do something and then you go home and then you do something else and then you go home. Like you're fine, like like I can hang out with this person and I can hang out with this person,
Yeah, that's really cool. And also too, just like not that anything or that something happens all the time, but just the fact that you could, if you wanted to, is like
it's always
the
in
best part.
in your field,
Yeah. And maybe it's just the time of life that we're in or something, but like I said, that could change down the road.
That
but
can always change. I'm sure at like 28, I'll probably be like,
28, that's hella.
I know. It's like I'm sure once I'm like older, I'm have such a different view on things. I'll be so much more content with shit. Like it's crazy. I just came to that
I
realization
don't
the
know,
other day.
though,
I
but
was
remember
like,
you said
I was
that
thinking about sorry, what?
that old guy that you said like if you're like some like this,
Oh,
you're
yeah, I
always
did
gonna
say
be like
that.
this,
Like you're always the way like your sex drive is now. Sounds like a nightmare.
I know.
Wait, what did he say? I can
Explain.
remember that pod, but I forget.
I was listening to a
the concept.
podcast and then the guy had like a friend who was like in his 70s, I think, and he was like, the way you are at like in your 20s or like your 30s, like that's the way you stay, like
Oh,
sex
yeah.
drive wise.
I've heard
and
that.
he was like, dude, that sounds awful. And I was like,
Really?
"Damn."
Why?
I feel like you keep things
Like, you just
fun,
wanna
but it's kind of
calm a little bit,
exhausting.
you
It's
know?
like,
Like, at
can I
one
just
point
enjoy
just-
kayaking or something?
Oh,
Yeah, I
like,
like this.
oh yeah. I know, dude. There was this older lady in my class last semester. We had some sort of, what was it? I don't know. It was just like a Spanish class.
Oh.
I told you about that. Oh my god. Yeah, she was a trip, bro. Like she was sitting in the front every single class. Always had a comment to say. I don't even know how old she was. She was older though. Like needed a cane to walk. Like and like organs
like
were
them.
stopped functioning. Like that type of old. And she loved to talk. Like anyone that would sit and listen, she would like chew your ear out. So one day I called her after class. And she was telling me like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And then she started telling me about her boy toy. And I'm like,
Wait a minute.
whoa. And I'm like, I didn't even know she spoke English, to be honest, because it's a Spanish class, And her man's is like this Arab shoddy. And I'm like, what? And then she's like, yeah, like I feel kind of weird because he's younger, but he says he doesn't care. Like he wants a mature woman. And I'm like, damn, this is really on some like Pornhub GILF shit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Wow.
GILF.
Like
I need the MILF.
literally. And then she was kind of telling me like, oh, I want to fuck him so bad, but
Oh
like I
my
can't. And I was
God.
like, girl, I was like, it's a Tuesday at 2 p.m. What do you
In Spanish
mean?
class.
You on?
Yeah, and she was just like, but I don't want to like give it up too easy, this and this and that. And I was like, girl, just fuck him. Like, what are you waiting for?
You're gonna die. So
Yeah.
let's just go for
You're
it.
gonna throw your
Okay.
hip out the first instance you get.
Literally. And she was just like, whatever they tell you is not true. If you're horny now, you will always be horny. And I was
Wow.
like,
That sucks.
I was like, I really did not know that.
so
I feel like it's probably a desire that stays for like a really long time.
Yeah, like just an appreciation.
even if you
for
don't like
sex.
walking around like super horny all the time, it's probably like you see a good looking person, you're like, all right,
I
like
was telling Chris, and it's like, isn't that crazy how we have like that, like, like evolution? Like, you see someone, and then like a split second, you're like, I'll have sex with them or not. I don't know if anyone else thinks like that. Like,
great.
like quick though, like
How quick you
ass, like,
analyze
just
that.
quick, like,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Oh
no,
my
like quick, or just like,
Like
do
you're at
I
the
find you
mall, you're at a
attractive? Like,
concert,
like,
you're
just
just like
quick,
crazy.
like you analyze, look down, boom, okay, and like
And it's so funny when it doesn't happen, obviously, like in that moment, in that timeline, but then like down the road it'll happen. And it's like, we both knew. Like, like, have you seen those
both
tweets?
felt the tension.
Yeah.
Did you feel this? Did you feel
Oh my god, I walked right into that one.
I cannot believe you said that.
It's such a L.
That was probably top 3 most embarrassing moments of my entire life. In 22 years,
Do you feel
that's up there.
So you feel the tension?
I remember walking
Oh,
across
no.
campus to my car, and I just wanted to fucking disappear into the void. I swear, I was just
wanna
like,
just go.
I don't want to be here anymore. I wish
Can
I
a UFO? Can someone
wish I could just
abduct
crumble
me? Can
into,
someone
like,
abduct
nothing.
me? Abduct me?
Oh my god.
Go
That
into a
was-
fetal position.
Bad. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, I'll put the episode right here. I had a really bad L where I tried to hit on this girl in my class. But yeah, it was tragic. It's tragic. Do you guys have any L's like that?
I got my hug.
Jaime's been having a couple lately.
Dude, I'm full of L's. I'm such an L person.
Here's a walking L.
Just a walking, talking L. Hey.
Hey.
I feel like it's harder for girls to have L's, you know? Or
Yeah.
just also too, like, I don't really like. Have y'all seen those tweets where it's like I shoot my shot telepathically? Like, y'all see that?
No, but is that saying you're like
Like, yeah, like I feel
Like
like
11
girls, like,
across
or
the
at least
bar,
I
like-
don't do the first move. But like in my head, I do, because I'm like, I'm gonna give you some sort of signal so that you know you can approach me and I'll like reciprocate the effort, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be like going up to you and being like,
Let's go dance or something.
yeah, like I couldn't do that. I don't think I'm such
Really?
a
Why
bottom,
not?
bro. Because
Such
I
a
don't.
pussy.
I know.
Can't
See,
be a bitch your whole
that's
life.
what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't know.
You should
Maybe
try
I should
it.
try
The
it.
thrill, it's like none
I mean,
other.
you
But then when it
can-
goes bad, it goes bad.
I've never
Yeah,
asked.
see,
I
that's
don't think I've
why.
ever asked anyone to like do like a dance or anything like that. Like, that seems so like.
It's just not my
nerve-wracking.
wheelhouse. Like I'm not very
Like,
good
how
at
do you-
dancing, so it's not. my
Yeah, like
thing,
if you're
you know?
if I was confident in the thing, I think I'd be doing it. But, like, I'm
Yeah.
not confident in dancing, so I
Do you
can't.
imagine
really
if
do it.
it's like what Casey was saying about like what you know you should like teach others basically. It's like you'd be like, hey, we should do yoga together sometime, you know? Like hit the
Oh,
park
like
and,
you're saying like
you
acid
know,
girl
it's
and stuff, like what you know.
maybe you
Yeah,
should
that'll be
tap
good.
into like your good thing and be like, well, let me teach
I
you
know,
how
like
to
tap in
fucking
like to
do
healthy
an arm
things.
bar.
Let's go on a
Teach
little
you how to
walk.
do over your naked choke, but you never wake
Yeah.
up. Plot twist.
Autis, you're my victim.
Ner.
Not that.
Now I really will hit on somebody just so I can
You
report
should.
back.
I really,
know.
yeah. And then
just-
we'll
yeah.
have you call in or something. You
Yeah.
know?
Ooh, record the
like
whole
record it,
experience
yeah,
in,
in
my
your back
pocket.
pocket, in a little patch right here, so you can see his face. I love this video when it's like, "Oh, hey, can you record me real quick?" And they just do something like outrageous.
Oh,
You ever
yeah.
seen those?
I've seen.
Have
Yeah.
you seen them,
You always send me them, and I never watch them.
dude? You fucker.
I've watched like one. It just is so long. I was like, I
Yeah.
can't.
There's one where it's so good. I'll try to find it and put it here. But she's like, "Oh, can you record me real quick?" And she's like, "They're none but a groundhog," and she does it like so loud in the
Oh my
store, dude. It's like,
God, that's so funny.
oh, it's like ultimate. You don't give a fuck, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true.
I don't think I could ever do that. I remember when we had our Valley Boys YouTube channel. We tried one time, and I look back on this and cringe. Because we would just do like our fucking little skits, you know, just trying to be funny and stuff. And then
Try.
we were funny. And then I don't know why we wanted to do this, but we wanted to do it. We had our dildo, right? Our 10-inch dildo, dildo brick
Monster.
that we would use as a prop. We went out like filming stuff for YouTube. We went to Knight's Ferry and we had the dildo and we taped our phone onto it as like a microphone. And we like went around Knight's Ferry asking people if they want to be interviewed by us. And we'd be like
That's
have the
so
dildo out with
fun.
the phone. And it's like, God, we really did that.
We never even
Like,
made it a post.
I
We
was
never
gonna say, I
posted
never
it.
saw that.
No, yeah, it never came
Never
out.
came
That's
out.
lost
Final
footage.
stage.
But
That's so cool. See, I would love to be on either side of that, like
Really?
interviewing or like asking or answering the interview questions.
That was
There-
like big millennials. Or was it the millennials time? The one that people that interview in SAC?
oh,
The minorities?
yeah.
The millennials. I was like,
That's
what?
close. That was close, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
That was like big their time, so that was
Yeah.
a big inspiration to be like, well, I mean, I still
Interview
like that.
stuff.
The concept was just going to
It was
interview
hot
people.
at the time, yeah.
Yeah. It
They
seems
had
fun.
something like that at UCSB, which I loved, and I feel like if I would have stayed, I could have made it. But they had this thing called the Black Sheep, and Ivy is so small that like the odds of being on that were like pretty like good. But yeah, they would just everybody's drunk, faded as fuck, and they would just like ask them like absurd like questions in like the nighttime, and I'm like, that is so cool. Like I love when people do shit like that.
Damn,
It's
yeah.
like a experience.
It gets you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You know, both
Mhm,
sides.
Like
Yeah.
really open up.
I would say, like, with the dildo thing that we did, it was like the people who didn't want to do it, like, really didn't want to do it. Like, they seemed kind of
Damn.
disgusted. But then the people that said yes, like, they loved it. They thought it was, like, so funny, you know?
Like they're so open about it.
Yeah,
It was
they're
cool. It was a
really
cool
open.
experience.
And
I don't think I
yeah.
asked anyone. I think I was too scared.
Yeah, I was too scared.
Oh my God,
No
of course.
surprise there, right?
Yeah. Have you seen those ones on TikTok? I have like so many social media references that are probably outdated as fuck.
'Cause
Sorry.
you're not on
I
social
know,
media,
but
right?
like let me tell
Still,
them
hey,
anyways.
going strong since the last pod.
What was it? Oh yeah, when they ask you what you're listening to or what your last song is.
Oh, yeah.
I've always what is your guys' last song? I'm kind of curious. Like the last song you listened to on your phone. Check. Oh.
I can't, but I know what it is because I was listening to music
Oh,
when I was
okay.
like setting up. I really like this guy. His name is Jeff Draco, and I thought he was like a renowned like musical artist, like got the like fandom that he deserves. And then I looked him up on Instagram and he has 3,000 followers. And he's dropped like albums since like 2018 is
Oh
when I
my
first like
gosh.
found him, and I was like, because his music's like
There's his
I
link.
love
Let's
it,
pop 'em
dude.
off.
I love his fucking music, and it was one of his songs. think it's called Feel So Gold.
I listen to Toxic by Britney Spears.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Why? It's a good
I don't know. I
Which
took
one is that?
It's
That's the one it's like,
when
nee,
the
nee,
taste
nee,
of
nee.
your
song.
lips.
I'm on a rush, the toxic love's gone.
I'm really bad at lyrics, so
I feel like if you played it, I'd be like, oh
Oh,
yeah.
I can play it.
Wait.
Just for a second.
Oh, you're not gonna get copyright.
No, play it. We'll cut it for a second.
Oh, okay. What?
We'll put a
What were
beep
you
over it.
gonna say?
That was it.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
That's what I said. I was like, the nee, nee.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah, that one. You?
Got it.
Oh, I
Hello?
just had it. I don't know how to say it. I think it's called Suge or Such by DaBaby.
The baby.
What's it? Hold on.
Typical.
Oh, Suge?
Oh, is that what it
Oh,
is?
yeah, I've heard that, yeah.
I think so.
Oh, I think I was
Nice.
trying to hype myself up on the way here.
Dude,
Ah.
I actually wanted to do a hype up thing before we started the podcast, and I kind of forgot. But like, I want
Oh.
to start doing that with guests. Like, when we have a guest, because I'm sure you guys are like nervous,
Yeah.
or like more nervous than we are and stuff. So it's like,
Starstruck.
I want to like play like a hype song and just kind of like, hey, you know, or
Get
like
the energy
something,
going
you
for a
know?
second.
Yeah, just hype up, you know.
That'd be a great idea. I did that with myself in the car.
Really?
Yeah,
You did?
I did.
What did you do?
I just put on like my Bay Area playlist, and I feel like every
Hey.
time like Mike Sherm
Hey.
or fucking SOB like
Yeah.
come on, I'm like, all right, like,
Ah.
it's gonna get a little crazy in
Yeah.
here.
We should do that. Those are good artists too.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, we should do that.
I was
Very
ju-
good hype music.
I was definitely driving over here, but like I wasn't getting like super lit. Like I was just like I was so dead. Like I just went
I
rapping,
freaking
but like
can't believe you did that today.
the music was like
I know.
helping a bit, and then I was like, all right, like it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
It's gonna
I
be a good
walked
time.
in,
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
is burnt on his
And
face.
I never do that like a self hype. Like I never do that, and I should. Like even to just myself, like you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you got this. Like
Shit,
you've done this
you know?
before. That's what I was telling
Yeah,
myself.
yeah.
I was like, I've done this a billion times. you know?
Yeah, because I still
I've
get
done this 22
nervous a
times.
little bit, but it's like I have the experience behind me. 21 episodes worth, you know.
21 episodes.
Yes,
That ain't no small feat,
sir.
baby.
Can we talk about? I may have briefly mentioned this before that we have a friend who watches the podcast, and she'll pause it when we like ask ourselves questions
What a
and like
fucking weirdo.
answer like how she would answer in the pod.
Like she's the third person.
That
you know?
person is Isaura
It
Yunuin
is
Patiño.
me.
Isara
Yeah.
and
You win.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
how does that
just
go?
fun.
Explain how do you do that?
Yeah.
I literally
Literally.
watch it, and then if it's not all the time, because not all the time I have something to contribute or that I want to say,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes if it's a really good topic or it's sparking like good conversation, I'm like, ooh, what would I say to this? Or like when you ask your guests certain things, I'm like, ooh, I would have said this. Or like even like in the last episode you guys had, there's so many things that I wanted to say.
Mm.
Like what? Like do you have anything in mind?
Like
That's pretty good spot.
like
No.
Just
just,
hype it with the hug stuff, huh?
What?
No, don't give her that outlet. No, say it. What did you think? What do you think? You're saying
Oh,
something.
oh wait, not the last one. I'm sorry, the one
German
with,
one?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
okay,
one.
yeah.
That one I
Thinking
had
about
more. To
Everybody
say.
loved that podcast.
I
It's
just,
really nice.
I just was like, it's a privilege to be like in the know. Like if you don't know, like that's like that is the system's fault.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes like I feel like it's kind of elitist for leftists to be like, how do you not know this? Like this is common sense. Like that's a stupid question. It's like.
Oh.
Like our education system is not the best, and also like you don't think we would like affordable health care? Like that's a privilege,
Yeah.
like so I was just kind of getting like,
Triggered.
You want to get
Yeah.
on there?
'cause
Yeah.
it's just
Damn.
yeah,
I just said everybody loved it.
I know.
yeah, that's why I was like,
You're our dislike. I'm just kidding.
nah, it's like,
Just some things you've been like, oh, maybe like you could just elaborate more.
yeah,
You know?
I was just like, I felt like. I don't know, like very mama bear, like no way,
Like
like
you
I'm
want
gonna
to step in.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
wanted to step in for the rebuttal because I'm like, that's not fair. like I'm a poli-sci major. Like talk shit to me. Like I'll take it and I'll give it back. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you guys are like,
We're
"Ooh."
podcasters. We just absorb and absorb and absorb. you know?
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
feel like I was telling you that you had like really good like knowledge on that one too. Like I forget what you were saying, but it's when you were like defending Hyman and stuff.
Oh, because it was about like nationalism and.
Or something like Hyman didn't know, and then you were
Yeah, I
like,
didn't know
"Whoa!"
that.
she
what's
was like, and I was like, no, wait.
yeah, you're like, wait. Yeah, I was
She
like
was-
hiding behind Chris.
she was popping off like a
She
lot
was doing.
about
she,
like
she
Yeah.
just felt very strongly
the
about the
differences
topics, which is
and
cool.
what we
Yeah.
do wrong and shit.
It's cool
so
that like
just come on our
like, you
podcast
still
and just
care.
shit on us, right?
Literally.
shit on our country. I'm just kidding. It's cool that you like you just for her age, like you at least you like focus on that. Like you could be focused on like so many more stupid things. Like
Yeah.
at least
Oh.
you're caring. Unless
Yeah.
you're Karen.
But your
Yeah.
last pod I actually did really like too.
Yeah,
Like,
shout out
Nice.
Mission
Yeah,
Christian.
yeah, they were really cool.
Shout out. Good
guests.
guess. And they
Good.
brought us stuff, which is cool.
I know.
Issa bought us. Oh, she brought us food yesterday.
Oh yeah, and I
Oh,
brought
yeah.
you peaches. I brought
A
you
fucking
peaches.
meal. Yeah, she
and
brought me like
yesterday
fucking so many peaches.
I brought you guys carne asada and
Rice and beans.
rice and beans.
And,
Yeah.
and a single asparagus each.
Oh, the onions?
Yeah.
There's only one each? Really?
Yeah.
No way we finished all those. Damn, that's crazy. Uh-huh.
How do you eat those? I'm always confused. I'm gonna put a
I just-
picture here. I'll try.
I love
But
them.
it's like so stringy. You don't like you. How do you
It
do
is
it?
really like an asparagus.
If
You
it's
just
if it's a
Ah.
big one, like you just gotta be careful. Like there's so many layers.
you just
but
cut.
it's like,
I only eat to like where the white ends, and then
Mm.
after that, like the greens, like I'm not gonna eat.
Mm.
So
you don't eat the green part. You don't eat the whole thing. Like
you
know,
eat
when
the
it's like-
whole thing.
When it's like the whole long part, you just like.
You're a bunny. I don't know if you're
Oh.
supposed to eat that.
Yeah, like, what do you mean? Like you have the whole long. It's so long, right?
It's like eating a stem from a flower.
Not necessarily. You still eat. Anyways,
I'm trying
Okay.
so hard to think of like weird things that you do when you're like eating. Like I know somebody who would eat kiwis. Like he wouldn't skin them. He would just bite it like an apple.
Oh yeah, I kind
you
of
do
used to do
that?
that. Yeah. I don't like kiwis though. They make my tongue itchy.
Really?
Ah.
Yeah, I don't like pineapple either because it makes my tongue itchy.
I don't like pineapple because of the texture. Like it's like
Mm.
crunchy, and I don't know why. It just kind of grosses me out. Like it's the
Oh.
taste, but then it's like you bite it, it's like such a crunch.
Such a
Like
juice.
it's just so like thick and like I don't know how to
Mm.
explain it.
Tick one.
Because it's like apples are crunchy, but I like those, you know.
Oh,
but it's
yeah.
like I don't know. It's just like I feel like I can feel every little thing popping when I bite like a pineapple, you know.
Yeah, I don't bite onto those often.
I'm gonna go get some water. I'm gonna check the camera. So we're back.
Mm-hmm.
One of my like, I don't know if you guys have these like trigger type of things where it's kind of like nails on a chalkboard feeling about your body, but I'm really like anal about my cuticles, and my girlfriend always wants to push mine back.
Oh my god.
Cause you know
What
how
do
they
you
do
mean?
that during like a manicure or whatever, like they push your cuticles back. Do you know what your cuticles are?
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, they're like those.
Oh,
Translucent.
whoa, okay. No, I wasn't thinking that. I was
Like
thinking
in,
like hangnail things.
When you get your nails done, I guess like I think they get your cuticles like wet with like warm water. I've never done it, but so they get soft and then like push them back. And I'm
Oh.
like, that's so fucking disgusting to me. Like the thought of having my cuticles pushed back is so like.
I think it's scary. Like you could risk infection depending.
Yeah,
on
I
how
learned
you-
that in
I'm sure if
anatomy.
you're good. Like I think it just looks
Ew.
better, right? Or you could like stuff the nail in there. I don't
Maybe
know.
it's just
Yeah.
easier to paint over the nail with the
I think-
cuticle.
I
It
think
might
it's like
just
if
make
they
the
put
nails
the
look
fake
bigger, I
nail,
don't
it
know.
like it won't grow out as fast because if you're already putting it past the cubicle.
Oh
what is it?
yeah.
Cuticle.
Cuticle.
Cubicle.
Then like in like a week it'll already be grown out. But if you like give it a little head start, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. I'm talking about
One of my
ass.
cuticles is like fucked right now. Like literally, like
Something?
half of the cuticle is existing and half is gone. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of fine.
I don't have my
But,
gloves
like-
on, so I can't actually.
Like my finger, like right above the cuticle, is like so red and like raw. It's fucking. Ugh.
Damn.
It's giving me the ick. You know.
The ick.
Do you guys have anything like that though, or it's like, do not fucking do that to my body. You know, or
Mm.
like if it happens.
Abortion. Just kidding. I'm just Sorry.
I don't think I do. I have more like general icks or like pet peeves. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
What are some of 'em? Just pet
Hmm.
peeves.
Pet peeves.
Pet Steve.
That's a good one. I don't know. It's hard to think of on the spot actually. Like I just know I get
Mm.
easily annoyed and it's always like the same specific things, but I don't know what they are right now. Like it's just in the moment
Mm.
where I'm like
Hands
try
down.
this.
Hands down, my worst like pet peeve is when people chew with their mouth open. They like
Yeah, that's a
smack.
good one,
I'm
yeah.
just like,
Yeah, I hate
like
that.
I literally want to leave the area. Like I get
Mhm.
so triggered and disgusted. Like
Just
I want to
disgusted.
run away. Like that's
You're
how
like
bad
American
it is.
Psycho. Like
I think it's gotten a little better, but it's
Yeah,
still
that's
kind of
very
bad.
Do you have one?
just the pain thing. I mean, that's like a thing that like I would say
Oh.
like people with my
Oh,
my
getting
body in a
hit?
sense where it's like I'm like it's
Oh,
not now zone.
I thought of my feeling thing then. Yeah, I don't like to be choked.
Oh really?
In any context. I'm
In
like,
any context, not
I'm
even
like,
jiu-jitsu.
no. Yeah, I
nothing.
really don't because I don't know why. Like, I never had this problem, but as of lately, like, maybe just like my cousin Noel. Wait, was that the first time it happened? Yeah, one time he made me
Wait.
black out. Like, just
What
he-
the fuck?
he didn't choke me. He was hugging me, but I blacked out because dude, that's when he was barely like getting into his gym grind. And before, we used to be like the same, skinny, like tall, whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't think he like really was like realizing like how much stronger he was like getting
Wow.
physically.
Right now, he's so
And I was
strong.
just
Know
like
his own
so, I don't know, I was hella sad. I was like crying and he didn't really know what to say. So he was just like hugging me.
You were crying and then he choked you unconscious. Jesus.
He's like Lenny. I didn't mean to hurt nothing, George.
It's like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Just a delight.
No, it wasn't like that. It was more just like, I don't know what to say, so this is what I'm gonna do for you.
Aw.
And it's like in the what he lacked saying he would grant like hugging.
Hmm.
And I was literally like, okay, let go. But he thought I was just being like, don't hug me, like, you know. So he would do it more and more until I was just like,
Oh my god.
No,
And
and
you're
he
so
was
flimsy. Like I can just imagine you like,
literally-
I
you're
know,
like a
you're
little
like a
fish.
piece of fucking twine. Just kidding.
Like just go
but
like
he
this.
was literally like still didn't believe it. And then I was just like on the floor for hell long. He's like, what are you doing? Oh well, like, you know. And I was like, I can't even like, what the fuck? I just blacked out. He's like, oh my
He's like,
god,
what are you doing, bestie? Wake up. Imagine.
Get up.
get up, lol, stop being funny. Yeah, and then he was just like, holy shit, bro. He was like, you're so weak. And I was like, no, I'm not. You're just like
So
a
strong.
lot.
Freakishly strong.
Yeah.
The angel Noel that we always hype up with this podcast. And
What?
he almost
Yeah.
murdered you.
Literally.
In cold blood.
In cold blood.
Damn.
Yeah, he's
And
so
then his
strong,
mom
bro.
did the same thing to me too, like later in time, because she's
His
a
mom's so cute.
hugger. Yeah.
I'm also sweet. His
Yeah.
mom.
She was like, she's a hugger. And when she first got back from Mexico, I remember like she was so happy to see me and like emotional, so she hugged me and like
No.
wasn't saying anything, but just squeezing the life out of me,
No.
literally. And I was like,
You passed out again?
yeah, like just for a
You started
second. And she
seeing
was like, oh my
stars?
god, are you okay? And I was just like, yeah. And then she's like, it's okay, it's okay. Like she was just rubbing my back like that, like it's okay, it's okay. And I was just like,
Oh my gosh.
okay. And then
Okay.
yeah, so then after that I was like, no more of that.
That's
Like
like
you need to be like soft with
Uh.
me, otherwise I'm not.
Die.
Damn.
Yeah.
Something crazy that used to happen to me. I don't know if this was a running thing, but it was in high school. Like once I started running and got really serious about like distance running, I used to lay down and then I would stand up and I get super fucking lightheaded. Like I know
Oh,
that happens
yeah.
typically to like a lot of people, but I would get like so lightheaded that I would pass out and I would fall to the ground and
That's
wake up
worse
like
than
10 seconds
mine.
later. And dude, it happened like maybe like 3 times, but one time I was in my mom's room when she was getting ready for work and I was laying on her bed talking to her. And then I got up and I was like, oh, fuck, this is a bad one. And it's
Oh
like,
my god.
I feel like you never think you're actually going to pass out, but then until you do.
Until
Until
you
you
do.
wake up and you're like, oh, fuck.
Oh fuck,
Yeah.
bud.
But it's like, yeah, you see stars and like my whole vision like goes away. It's such a crazy feeling. I kind of like it, low-key, because it's like,
Oh, I don't.
it's like an altered state of consciousness. Like you're just so like,
It's literally your entire system shutting down.
literally.
Like,
I think that's what it feels like when you die, probably. Like you just feel like less and less awareness and consciousness and
wow.
like senses, and then you're just
That's
like
a really
gone.
good
I remember
thought.
feeling like
It's like your brain's shutting down, you know?
Literally, just everyone's like,
Yeah.
feeling like the same. What is it when it's like sleep paralysis? I remember like when I was younger, you know, only like a couple times where like I was able to like be so still, like I'd start like putting myself in that. Like I'd start like
Really?
like not being able to move like voluntarily, like but involuntarily. Like I'd be like, holy shit, like I got to move now, but like I can't. Like I'm like trapped. And I remember
God.
feeling that same feeling where my body kind of starts like getting all like numb, like you know.
Yeah.
And it was such like a trip because it's like you said, like just like a different mindset. It was so scary. I didn't want.
I've never
like,
experienced
I
sleep
always thought I'd get
paralysis.
trapped. Like holy shit, you know.
Damn, I've never experienced it. Have you? Sleep
I feel
paralysis?
like I have, but the way people describe it is so negative. So I'm like, maybe I haven't. But like, because usually people like see something scary, and I didn't. I just literally
Oh.
couldn't get up, you know.
That's
But
yeah.
like, you know how Inception, there's like a dream within a dream.
Yeah.
Like that happens to me a lot. So sometimes I think I've already woken up, but I haven't. Because I'm like, wait, this looks fake. Like you know, like when they catch on to
Yeah.
the dream. But yeah, my
Pretty
sleep
wonderful.
paralysis. It was a really good experience actually for me because it was like a it was
like a
a
trip?
It was just like a.
Don't tell me it's a sexual thing.
It was.
Ah.
Of course, bro.
It was just
You
like
be wholesome.
a beep dream, and
Oh.
yeah, I won't be like too
It was
specific.
Just really lucid, like you were able
Like,
to
Like, well,
get into it.
Okay.
Just do
Seriously.
it.
okay. I guess I was getting head in the dream,
Mm.
and then it just was like nonstop. Like I couldn't wake up, and I was
Oh.
like trying to, and I was like, okay, I need to get up. I feel like it's late. I need to get up. I need to get up. I need to get up, and I like couldn't, and I was like stuck there. But I was like, well, if I'm fucking stuck here, like
Yeah,
I might as well.
So it's like good and bad at the same
I didn't
time?
think it was anything bad because
Oh.
I was just like, it's just a dream.
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, I was just like, I just can't get up, but I'm not mad about it.
Yeah,
Like, it was just, but I actually, now that I think about it, I've heard kind of scary stuff about that. Like, I've heard that if you, like, have wet dreams that you can't wake up from, or even just in general, that it's like, I don't know if it's true, but it's like some scary shit, like
like a rape fantasy or something.
no,
Oh.
no, like.
Whoops.
Whoops. Wrong road.
Wrong crowd. No, it's like a demon fucking you, but I don't think that's true.
Oh, I think I've heard something about that.
Demon rape?
Ew, I don't
my
think
favorite
it was
genre.
because I couldn't. I don't
My
know who
favorite
the
subreddit.
person was. Like I couldn't see the person. And I didn't care. It was just like
It just felt good, huh?
yeah, it was just like an entity, and it was just happening, and I
Wow.
just let it happen, and then eventually I woke up, and I was like, that was a fucking trip. That was
How'd
like
you
a
Did you
loop.
feel like exhausted after? Or like
Yeah,
horny or fulfilled?
like just like you know, like
Just
post-nut,
like, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Go back to sleep.
That
I
was my
always,
only
I get really jealous of people who can like control their dreams and stuff. Like I have nowhere near that level of awareness when I'm dreaming. Like I don't even know I'm
Really?
dreaming. Like I think it's reality, and it pisses me off because I'm like, if I had control, like
Dude,
Oh
the
the
things,
things
my
I would
God.
do, you know?
the things I do, I was like, God, I've never had a wet dream either. Like
Me neither.
God,
I've
seems
never
so
really
nice.
had like
what?
I've had like little like flashes where it's
Wild.
like something almost happens, but dreams never go my way, dude. And I think that's a
Always.
sign
They
of like my
don't.
subconscious. Like I just can't.
I don't think they do ever go your way.
I never have control,
But
so
then
it's
I feel
always
if
like
a
I
wet
want to
dream,
do
like
something.
It goes your way and like you finish, you know?
Yeah, it's
Well,
never happened to me.
Because like,
ever.
I'm always in my dreams, like in like that, like sexual in a sense, or like something could happen. I'm always like myself, so I'm like super like scared
Careful.
and nervous
Right,
and
yeah, yeah,
careful,
me too.
right? And then in the dream, it's already like a little outlandish, so it's like even more crazy, like you
I
know.
love that. I love how you use that word. That was so perfect, though.
Outlandish.
So it's like it's never like I'm always gonna be like, oh, I should wait, or oh,
I
let's
shouldn't
just
do
wait, you know.
this, yeah.
And then you wake up and you're like, I wanna
God damn it.
dude.
I want to ram my
The
car
fact
in a
that there were
pole.
no consequences to my
Exactly,
actions
like,
there.
then you're stressing.
Yeah.
That's life.
Isn't it
Oh.
crazy when you wake up from a dream and you just feel like changed for like an hour? Like you're just
Yeah.
like, holy fuck! Like I almost just
Yeah.
died, or like somebody
Some
died,
sad
or
ones
like
fuck you, bro. Like some
Yeah.
sad ones, or when you're hella happy and then you wake up and you're
you're like fuck.
Yeah, dude, that's
like,
happened
this
to me.
isn't
I'm like,
real. Like what? Like come
What kind of
on.
sick joke is
real?
this? Yeah.
Like I just had my whole life.
See, like I feel like I can lucid dream, but then when I'm really like in deep REM, then I can't. Like I lose the
Mm.
control of the dream, and then it doesn't go my way. But I don't care because in the beginning stages, like I got what I wanted out of the way, and
Oh,
then the
yeah.
rest I was like,
That's all that matters, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Just guide the boat and whatever. Use them and leave.
Oh my god, my sleep people, my dream
I know, they're
personas.
like-
I don't care. They're like figments of my imagination.
They
I s-
matter.
I saw this tweet once, and it said, I might have said this on the pod before, like a long time ago, but it said, sleep is literally like a sample of death, and we love that shit. And I was
Jesus Christ.
like, it kind of hit. I was like, wait a minute, like low key, because it's like,
That's, yeah.
you know, when you're having a bad day or you're like really sad or something, you're like, I just
Turn
want
it
to go to
off.
sleep so I can just forget. Like, I just want this to be turned off,
Ah, that
and
is
we
true.
love it. You know, it's
That's
crazy.
why I'm like less scared of death
Yeah.
these days.
You're
'cause
just
I'm
at
like,
rest.
Yeah, I'm like if you have no form of consciousness, like oh that sounds so good. Like no pain, no
Just wanna feel
suffering,
nothing.
just nothing. Just
no
you're
owls,
there.
no delivered.
yeah.
Yeah, like you really. I hope that when you die, you don't even know you're dying. You're just dead.
No, I don't want that.
Yeah, I don't want to. Really?
I want to have a conscious.
You wanna know, like, this
You
is
want to
it?
know you're
After?
dying?
I
I
don't.
just want to be
I wanna
like,
be
I just
gone.
want to like,
Like,
I just want it to
Take
be
me in my
done,
sleep.
dude. Like imagine being done and like that's it. Oh, just
Dude,
be
it's
so,
like, I think it's just you're kind of more immature in this way of thinking. I'm just kidding.
they're not developed.
I
in
just
my
remember as a
whole-
kid, death scared the fuck out of me because I'd be like,
Ah.
there's just nothing. And I would just repeat that. Like,
Exactly,
there's really
nothing.
nothing. And it's like, you can't even comprehend it fully that there's nothing, you know? But then it's like, when you think about it like sleep, it's like, oh, it'd be exactly like sleep. Like, you're just gone,
Exactly.
you know?
I love
Which is
sleeping,
nice.
bro. Like I'm a fucking bear.
So you
like
love to sleep.
nap, sleeping in late, sleeping early. Like
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
shit hits. Like
Yeah.
Mm.
It's funny when you start to like get off on sleeping early. You're like, I'm really doing this right now. Like,
yeah, it feels so
it's
good.
10 o'clock and I'm passing out.
I'm in my
Like, you're just so
bed.
hyped.
And you're gonna wake up like good.
Yes, you're
Yeah.
gonna wake
You
up at
are.
9 a.m. and you're gonna be like,
Yeah.
ready to own the day, you know?
What was I gonna say about that? Whatever, I forgot.
for the San Diego thing, sorry to wrap it back up and go full circle, and before we probably close it soon.
Yeah.
Now with like your whole relationship life and everything, what do you feel like your intentions like romantically are that you're gonna get back? Like when you go back, I mean, sorry.
Well, disappointing answer, but my therapist is like, maybe don't go on the dating apps because you don't want to date anyone. And I was like, but I want to like do the fun things about dating. And she's like, no, you can't attach to just the body. Like, you need to emotionally connect with people.
I mean, what does she know?
I know, right? Like,
does she know you like we know you?
Yeah, because I'm like, I have no problem being emotionally vulnerable with like my friends. Like, I have like that shit down.
Yeah, you're good at that.
But in romantic relationships, I'm like, you don't need to know me. Like, that's, I don't know. It's just different.
It's different. Because you have different intentions and, like,
I'm
desires
just
there,
and,
you
like,
know?
I don't want to have kids. And, like, I don't want to have divorce. Like, I don't have good examples of love in my life necessarily. So I'm just like, I don't fucking want that, bro. Like,
I know, like, when you only seen bad, it's like you're only going to get bad, you know?
Yeah, literally,
like,
all of us.
Yeah.
Can I see, like, someone communicating and, like
exactly.
having an argument and then like finishing off happy and like
like I don't even know myself, and now I'm expected to know you and include you in all of my major life decisions. Like, I'm fucking 22, bro. Like, I'm young as shit. Like, I have not lived enough to be in that mindset. So I don't know. Like, I'm just gonna be more organic about it. Like, whatever happens, happens. And I guess just go with the flow. Like, I'm really
the door open, you know?
Yeah,
literally,
I need to make friends.
Open.
That's my first thing. Like, I don't want to be lonely all the time. And
you're gonna be working though, dude. That's
I'm
a
gonna
lot
be
of
grinding.
time, bro. Like, you get home, you're gonna have like you have to do a few little things, then you're tired, and then you sleep.
Yeah,
you know?
like, it's really not
just
my
the
priority.
Weekends are the okay, like what do I want to do, you know?
Yeah, like I went to San Diego with Sam. I told you guys, right? Like, for a day. That was ridiculous. I told you.
Oh yeah.
So when we were there, we had a little bit of downtime, and she was on Hinge, and Hinge looks fucking cool. Like, I'd never had Hinge, and she's like, just make one, and I was like, fuck it. Like, at least while I'm here, I was like, I'll delete it when I go back in town. And so I made it for a day, and already I was like, oh my god, like, stop texting me, like, stop talking to me. They're like, what are you doing? Like, what?
Hey, you have that problem, right?
What? Oh.
Nobody ever responds to
it. No, I do respond, but then after a while,
I
I'm
would
like,
hit him with
enough.
the hey, how you doing, and then get a.
That's what you start with?
Yeah, I don't know what else.
God, that's why they don't respond.
I remember one time in high school, I slid in this girl's DMs, and all I said was, "How are you?" And they flamed me endlessly
for the moon. I don't know why
like,
we're
for
just
so
like we just didn't expect that. Like, how are you?
After,
You know,
and
it's
like,
such a really wholesome.
And I remember it ended up working out, and then I fucked it up. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like, there was one guy who was really nice, and then it really just opened my eyes to, like, damn, I really am not built for this shit. Like text me every day, good morning, good night. Like, I was like, you don't even know me. Like, water signs. I was like, that's a lot. Like, I'm gonna need some space. Oh, Chris.
Yeah,
I tell you.
Yeah, fuck me.
No.
Fuck the waters, huh?
It does sound like something I do.
I love Scorpios, though. I will say that. Scorpios, top tier. You, Sierra, my sister. I know. Who else? There's more Scorpios that I know of. The girl that does my toes.
Oh.
Yeah. She didn't do my toes today, but...
You want to show the toes?
Sure.
For the free?
For the free.
Oh my god. How do you fucking bend your ankle like that?
She just did
I
think it looks gnarlier because you have the wedges on.
Ah.
Oh my god.
I don't know if y'all can see them, but they're
Can we get
right
the
now.
peanut butter
No
out
way
real
we're the
quick?
feet people now.
I'm so glad, bro. Like,
I was going to ask you, what are your thoughts?
dude,
Because I know you've kind of been a foot enthusiast.
Yes.
She was like the first person to introduce me like the foot market. You know? Like
Really?
the
Yeah,
foot
yeah.
world.
Yeah, because I was like, it's another asset that's like, you know, when you look at somebody's ass and you're like, oh, that's a nice ass. Like, oh, that's a nice foot. Like, it's the same thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's a pretty part of you. And you can tell a lot, I feel like, based on how somebody treats their feet. Like, that's the soul of your body. Like, like soul, S-O-L-E.
Yeah.
Like, and, like, I don't know. Like, it's kind of important. Like, if they're all nasty and gross, it's like, it's how you treat the rest of your person. Like, y'all don't care about
to
the
relax
feet.
and stuff a little bit.
Yeah.
Or to like clean it up, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I think feet can be very pretty. And then when you guys started getting on the foot wave, I'm like, yes, like, normalize this shit. Because I would tell people, they're like, and I was like, not all feet. I'm not saying your feet are nice.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
there's pretty ones.
yeah, there are.
I don't think I was ever opposed to it. I feel like I've always been a pretty like open-minded person, But it's never been like a thing where I'm like, oh fuck, look at those feet, you know, like
Yeah.
god
Really?
damn. But
You
it's
ever
like
su-
I
wait, have you ever
definitely
sucked on some
appreciate a
toes?
nice foot. Like I'm
Yeah.
like, you have really nice feet, or like
And
very like
toes.
clean, symmetrical. Like you know, I just
Not
like the way they
damaged.
look.
Yeah,
you know?
nice fresh
And,
pedicure toes.
I don't think I've ever sucked any toes. Have you? Did you like it?
I just do it because it's more like from like a position standpoint where it's like
Mm.
your legs are already like next to my face. Like might as well give it a good little like.
Don't make excuses.
Yeah, come on,
As I
women.
put it
You
this
like it or
shit.
not? Let's call a
I
spade
think
a
it's fun.
spade.
It's just like it's fun. Let's call a spade, you bitch.
Not catching on to you.
Isaura, have you ever licked a guy's toes?
Fuck no.
What?
All this praise and that.
No, but I'll get my toes sucked. Like I don't.
Have you gotten them sucked before?
Yes, I have.
Did you like it?
Yes, I did.
Did you
I
step?
just
Have you
like
stepped on
tongue
someone?
saliva.
Just kidding.
Have I stepped on someone? No, but I was asked to. But I'm like, are you joking? Like, but I wasn't gonna do it. I was like, that's a lot. He was like, I just want you to crush me with your platform docs. And I was like,
Oh my god.
I was like, I would feel bad. I can't do that. So I never knew if he was
I
serious.
feel like
or
a lot
not.
of women would like to do that, you know?
Like take
Step
the
on men?
opportunity,
Yeah.
you know? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, why not?
Well, I feel like
And get paid.
Yeah, but I would suck a girl's
yeah.
toes. Let's clarify that. It's just it's different.
What's different with the guy's toes?
They're hairy
Oh,
and like.
so you're being harassed now.
No, I'm hairy.
That's heresy.
heresy. But I don't know. Just girls' feet are like cuter. Like I don't know. But yeah.
No, get into it. Get into it.
Get into it. Yeah.
Fuck them.
Get into it.
I don't know. I was just
Get
gonna
into it,
say, like, I don't want to play any sort of tribute to this man, really, but like, I realized I was first into feet with my first high school relationship, like that first boyfriend, because, like, I would just catch myself kind of like looking, and I'd be like, whoa. I was like, am I into this? Like, what the fuck?
You're like drilling.
Is it normal to like feet? Like shit like
Yeah,
that, you know? And
yeah.
like,
How close is it to the other part of the brain? You know?
yeah, like I
Oh,
just
yeah.
realized like, damn, like you have nice feet, and like obviously they were still like guy feet, guy toes, but they're kind of nice.
So when you see gross feet, like really gross feet,
Oh.
like they look like a fucking talons, like claws, you
Ew.
know?
Like
what do you
athlete's
think?
feet.
Like, is it really gross to you, or is it just like whatever?
No, that's disgusting. Like that's
So it's like
extra
you're
gross.
passionate about really nice feet, but you're like really disgusted
Yeah.
about gross feet.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Feet's like.
I think it's like teeth.
How do you not address that? You know.
You think it's like teeth? You said?
Like teeth where it's like, well, I don't know. For me, like I've never had someone who had really ugly teeth. Like I've never been with someone, but I've never been with someone or feet. Did I say feet? Sorry, but I've never been with someone who has like really ugly teeth either. So like, but I feel like those two things, it's like you
like a
kind of don't
height.
notice you really like them until you see someone that doesn't really like have something nice like that, like nice teeth or nice feet. Then you realize like, oh shit, that's kind of a big deal, you know?
Mm,
Yeah.
I can see that. I was gonna say, well,
Some second guessing
I
yourself.
do feel
Filtering yourself.
bad, but like whatever. Apparently, like the whole teeth thing, like that's a big thing. Like I definitely like kind of agree with that, but I'm trying not to because it's primarily like low income people that have bad teeth. I guess like
Like you don't know the reason. Like,
Yeah.
do you not care, or do you not have like?
yeah, because
fucking
people braces
ability,
are so
you know?
expensive and like yeah, just genetics and shit like
Yeah.
that. So
Even genetics with like the color of your teeth too. Like I know like people like produce
Oh,
certain
yeah.
Dude, I
things
feel
where
like
it's
you
like
have really white teeth, and
Let's
like
see 'em.
I feel like I take really good care of my
Mhm.
teeth,
no braces better.
and I don't. That's
I
one of
know.
my like little insecurities is like my teeth aren't as white as I'd like them to be.
Same.
So
But I heard
fuck
like
you for that.
I don't know.
No, Wells teeth are hella like nice
Yeah.
too. I'm like, damn, y'all.
Yeah,
braces.
I remember when I was brushing my teeth twice a day because I don't do that. I was like, they were so white. I was like, this is insane. Like I did it for like 2
Wow.
weeks, and I was like, holy shit! Like they're just white all the time, and I stopped. I mean, I don't think they're like yellow, but they're not like obviously like pristine, you know.
Yeah, I floss every night. By the way, just a little subtle flex.
You really have your life together.
Yeah,
Good job.
this is one of my priorities. I don't know why. The only
Let's
time
go.
I don't floss is like every once in a while. I'm like super tired and it's hella late. I'm like, fuck that.
Fuck that.
It's just such an extra step, you know. But
I mouthwash a lot now, just because my canker sores, like they're really good for that. Like, they just,
oh, yeah, I
Have
feel
an
like your
electric
cankers haven't
toothbrush.
been. Huh?
Yeah.
I said my contribution to this is I have an electric toothbrush.
Oh, nice.
I just got one because I moved into Ripon, so I had to like keep up a standard.
Oh yeah,
Shut
yeah.
It was
the
crazy
fuck
because
up.
at first I was
hella
like,
bougie.
this is so hard. Like, why is it so? Why is it so intense? And I realized like it's already electric and tough. Like I just have to kind of like graze over it. It's like with the normal one, like you really have to like scrub, like,
No.
you know.
Yeah.
But like an electric, it's like it kind of does the work for you. You just
Yeah, it
like
does.
grazing over, it, and I was like, wow, this is so easy, you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
Nice.
Probably a good time to call it though. I would say, guys. Anything else you guys want to say? There's no
No.
I think it's a good note. You know.
no hearsay.
No.
Well, I appreciate Isaura for the second time
Woo,
on the
I'm
pod.
honored.
I think it's the first double guest.
The
I know
first
I
double
am.
guest.
Damn,
Yeah,
we should have Angel first.
Wish her luck. Oh yeah,
Yes,
it's Angel,
lots of
definitely.
love.
Wish her luck to San Diego. She's leaving us all, and we're all
Yep.
gonna be depressed for a good 3 weeks.
It's gonna
But
be really sad.
after
It is
that,
gonna
we're
be
moving
sad.
on, and then who cares? But yeah, wish her luck. Hit her up if you guys are concerned. Don't text,
Concerned.
don't text her good night or good morning though.
Hit her up
Just
if
do
you
it
want a
random.
work address. Hit her
Yeah.
up. You know,
Yeah.
for
Follow her
sure.
on Instagram. We'll be right here.
If you guys want to be pen pals, I'm
Just
gonna have a
kidding.
lot of time on my hands, maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to plug, like your letterbox or your MySpace or something?
My
Yeah,
MySpace.
she's notorious for not having social media for the most part. But
Yeah.
anything-
I have Snapchat, but I only have like
It's
a
like a
few of you
private,
guys. Yeah,
yeah.
it's like 10 people.
not the
so I wanna
letterbox.
keep
You
it
want us
that
to put
way.
the letterbox in here? We're putting it in there.
You should get Be Real. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Don't do that. Don't do it.
No, I don't want to put my letterbox because I only want to add people that like actually have good movie taste. Like I don't want to just watch somebody recommend white chicks to me.
We're gonna put her. What is it? Her.
Yeah, that's kidding.
her hitch.
My what? My hinge?
Your hinge.
No, I deleted that.
Ah.
When I hear
Okay, we have
Hinge,
nothing.
I just
She's
think
off
of
the
like
grid.
old people. Like it seems like an
Really?
old like marriage type of dating app. Like that's what you're looking
It's very
for.
serious, but
Oh,
I
really?
wanted to experience the audios of it. Like people
What?
record.
It's a
Yeah.
feature.
It's like
It's like 15
Voxer.
seconds.
Do you guys remember the app? No, never mind. It was like in the Kick days. It was an app where you would just send voice messages back and forth. It's called Voxer.
Voxer.
Oh, that kind of sounds familiar, but yeah, I guess there's like prompts you can respond
Did
to.
guys
them.
say shit to you in there?
It's
no,
like a pickup
they
line.
didn't.
It's like
they
their bio.
no, but they have it like in their profile. Yeah, like it's like, oh, what is your fucking I don't know, like ideal Saturday night, and then he could respond like in his
Like,
bio.
I'm with you, baby.
Yeah, some people are funny about it. Some people are gross, some people are cringy, and I'm just like, nope, nope,
I feel like I'd be
nope.
so hard at that. Like I'm so bad at bios and things like that. Like I just can't think. Like what do I say?
I
is the
know. It's
funniest?
like
Yeah,
you
I
know
did
yourself,
not put an
but-
audio thing. I was like, ew, no.
To hear someone's voice is really cool though. Like how do you sound? Like do you sound like a
Yeah.
Bella Danger sexy or do you sound like me?
Bella Danger is that?
It's
She
just
has a
the
nice
actor.
voice. She has a banging voice. She has like it's like a raspy, but like a cute raspy
Ooh,
type
I
of voice.
love
Like,
that.
That's
Oh
really
my God.
nice. It is really
Yeah.
nice to hear.
it's nice.
Alright.
Anyways, yeah, let's not keep going.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Thank you guys. Appreciate watching. Love you. Be safe. Bye.
Bye.